ever heard of when guys do swamp ass?
Yes.
Well, what do girls do? Like swamp pussy? Like
no, they get swamp ass, but it gets stuck in the little string that's already between their.
They get a moist mons.
Oh boy.
Ew.
They get a rash. They get a yeast infection.
It's like we started recording a podcast with moist. Wait, what? Moist mounds?
A moist mons. That's what my like CNA instructor told me when he was teaching us how to properly clean like an old person.
Oh.
Their genitalia part. You like wipe the inner corner of their thigh, the inner corner of their thigh. You wipe over the mons, which I assume is like the fupa area.
Is that like the
fupa.
fucking like kangaroo pouch for a woman?
Yes, it is actually. Like Salena found like 5 months ago. Like she found the fupa. like embrace the fupa.
Embrace it.
I was watching a YouTube and this woman's like, "We have this little pouch because we have a uterus. It's right here," and I'm like, "Okay," and. It's like, thanks for the biology lesson.
Well, speaking of biology lessons, Chris now knows that cats have vaginas.
Give me a second.
And that most mammals have vaginas, which he wasn't aware of.
What?
The look at Susan's face said it all. I'm starting off with a Mike's Hard Black Cherry. What do you got, honey?
I got a Mike's Hard Lemonade Seltzer, strawberry flavored, 5% alcohol, 100 calories.
I give Elliot a Mike's.
Did you really need to say the entire fucking thing?
I mean, it was there on the label, so.
Just say it's a Mike's Hard
I got
Seltzer.
one in each hand. I need them extra calories for the asshole I exert.
He's double fisting.
Double fisting.
Like, it's like a drunk enough and let Salena double fist me.
Hey, I mean, apparently the new girl on the Facebook page appreciated getting rickrolled.
Yeah, that new chick. I don't know where she came from, but we had to look her up because she seems funny. She's posting some raunchy shit. I'm like,
that Tina chick?
Yeah,
I don't know who the hell
I know
she
she came up there. She's posting some
wow.
like, yeah, someone joined a Facebook group. I was like, and I said, anybody wants to join?
Maybe she listened to the podcast.
I want to actually tag her and say, hey, I just
like
said
Ken or something.
I think she was, yeah, maybe. It was like sitting Ken, but I showed Salena yesterday. Ken posted a video of, or no, a picture of Ireland, like a wide shot, and like so beautiful. Like, I hope one day we can go. I really just, it seems like a beautiful country, and everyone's getting drunk.
Well, it's
what country?
Ireland.
Oh yeah, Ireland.
Well, technically, it's a part of Britain. It's on the same island. You just go north, and boom, you got it.
Yeah, so I will tag Ken and Mike once we upload this. Sorry, like, it's been like shit, almost 2 weeks now, but everyone's got fucked up schedules and shit, and Elliot's been busy with stuff. Me and Salena been running around, but I'm happy we're getting stuff done. Like, I told Elliot before you and Susan came back down, like, the one thing the four of us can't say, at least for me, is we're not bored. We don't have fucking time to be bored.
I have time. I just, boredom does not exist in my dictionary.
So in case Susan wanted to know, like, me and my girlfriend had this conversation the other day. Like, when I was younger, and Sue knows this story, I had my cat Cloudy. And remember, I told you this when I was living in the apartment complex, and my beautiful little cat, and we called her Cloudy because she was white with gray fur. And I looked down and I heard some movement, and she had a litter of kittens on me. Like, I'm sitting there in the fucking on the couch, look down, I hear something moving. I thought it was her, like something's wrong with her. Look down, that little fucking kitten pops up looking at me, and I'm like, oh shit. And people would say, that's your cat really fucking trusts you, because most cats, when they have their litters, they go hide.
Yeah.
They're secluded. She goes, everybody I talked to is like, the fact that your cat actually, like, I had blanket on over my lap and stuff, and she sits down, she's purring, next you know, it's like, bloop, fuck, look down, oh shit, like, so I told Salena, I've never seen a cat's vagina or a dog's vagina. I assume that cats and dogs they came out the rear end. Like, I thought they shit them out. Like, and she's like,
I was like, what?
Selena's like,
What?
You're how old?
Chris, I knew at 4 years old that my cat had a vagina.
Dude, I was like, dude, like, how the fuck do you think the world works right now? Like, I really want to know, like, how you perceive reality for you not to understand that most. He doesn't even know gorillas have vaginas. Like, most mammals, he was unaware.
You do realize where your son came out of, right?
Yes.
You were in there, correct?
Vaginas is a human thing.
Yeah, so a vagina isn't just a human thing. A vagina is a female thing, no matter the species.
I know things I just learned at 39.
That's like saying, oh, I've never seen a cat's penis. Do they have one?
Oh, no, he knows cats have penises, but apparently they can't have vaginas.
Like the dogs have penises. I've seen his plenty of times.
What do you think Mark was doing to Chloe? Butt stuff?
Yes. like I told Salena, if you see a video of like a cow giving birth to a calf, like they always, I saw they just shit. They came out the butthole. Like I didn't like.
You think that they pee and poop out of their ass?
Yeah.
That is what you think about all animals.
No, just animals, yes, but
like all like female animals.
Look, I petted cats.
Wait, hang on.
Give birth.
Hang on. Hold up. So you're telling me at 39, almost 40 years old,
a couple more weeks,
you believed that a dog or a cat or a gorilla or whatever, they could have a penis if they're a man, but if they're female, there's no such thing as a vagina.
Only butthole.
In their freaking anatomy.
I thought the dogs were fucking them in the ass. Like,
you are the stupidest motherfucker I have ever seen in my life.
My brain exploded. I was like, how the fuck?
Like you had a brain aneurysm, didn't you?
So, to Selena's credit, I said, thank God no one's looking at, like, if Google's stalking us, we're fucked, because, so of course, I'm at work today on break, and so when I pop in Google.
You looked up freaking animal vaginas?
He's like, do cats have vaginas? Question mark.
So it's like, if somebody sees my search history, they're like, you sick fuck. Like, so yeah, so I did.
You're gonna be like tracked down by like the CIA, freaking PETA, freaking like luckily no one listens to our podcast, so like we don't have to worry about that. But
there's gonna be so many like animal vaginas in the podcast page now just to educate you.
If we get like 1,000 subscribers, like Chris's episode, so I did see pictures of the fucking cat's urinary tract, the cat's vagina. Like they were showing pictures of like how veterinarians will give.
I mean, if you get off by looking at like feline genitalia, go right ahead.
I spent a good half hour today looking at dog and cat genitalia.
Did it do anything for you?
You learned something to do.
I mean, I seen a doctor.
You learned that they exist.
Exactly. Yeah. Like. I did. I mean, because we're humans, like a chicken lays an egg.
Yes. Well, where do you think the egg comes out of?
Its butt.
No. Wait.
Really?
But with chickens, I thought it was different with birds. Like, don't they only have like one hole?
I thought they shit them out. Like,
no, they do have two holes, but they're like really close together.
What's I'm saying?
And the same thing with fish. Like fish, they have a vagina as well.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I know dolphins had a vagina.
Well, no, because I always thought that like when they lay the eggs, though, the males would have to fertilize the eggs once they laid them.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. But they still have a vagina. It's still coming out of them in some way, shape, or form. The same thing, like, for example, the only animal in the entire animal kingdom that the male holds the freaking babies until they are born is a seahorse. Yes, a male seahorse still has a penis. A female seahorse still has a vagina, but the male is able to, like, pull the eggs up inside himself until they are ready to be born.
You want to get really fucked over?
Oh, God.
Hyenas.
What about them?
Female hyenas have penises.
Yeah.
I think I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
There. Someone's going to listen to this. They're fucking brains. How did you know this? There's this great anime called Interspecies.
Of course, anime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's got a great story, but it's also porn.
So that's not suitable. Not suitable for work.
Reviewers.
Someone's on a laptop right now, like, how you need fucking penises?
It's like D&D as a porno. There you go. You're welcome.
No one look at Chris's fucking search history. You're gonna see some shit.
I'm going to jail. It's like, how do you hide a body? No, it's
no, but yeah, I like really
That's
like
be your search history.
No.
Question like your whole mental like state at that point in time. Like, what the fuck?
I wasn't joking.
I mean, Mark
it's like those moments where you think Chris is smart, and then it's like he thinks, animals don't have a vagina, only humans do. And it's like,
they all have penises though.
But a male animal, they have a penis perfectly fine.
That's why that
That's
rabbit
way
was
more
brown.
normal.
It was born out of the butt.
So, yeah.
It's like that story you tell a kid when they're little and they're just like, where did I come from? Your mom shit you out.
I mean,
from the stork.
I was told the stork. See?
Yeah.
What?
A stork kidnapped you from where?
I was told I was found in a Cabbage Patch field, like one of the Cabbage Patch kids.
Yeah, Jesus. So let's get that out the fucking way. But I'm gonna let Susan or Salena read this. But I'll give the gist of this for you. Check this out. I listened to Ralph's podcast, and I gotta give a shout out.
Beat your ass right now.
I'm not just saying. I figured save it for the podcast because Selena's like, "Are you joking?" I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Shame.
I mean, like, I feel like yes, we've taken some time talking about this, but
shame.
My fucking God.
Yeah, I know,
Shame.
right? I know.
You need the mic closer, so.
This is what I'm dealing with.
My fucking God.
See, she loves me for my personality.
She has to love you for that at least, because, like...
He was so confused. He went around, he was like, that has a vagina? He's like pointing at all different animals. That has a vagina? So that has a vagina? I'm like, yes, Chris. They all have vaginas.
I mean, it can't be worse than me waking up to a...
Salena, I feel bad for you due to the fact that you're dating him. I feel bad for myself due to the fact that I'm related to him.
I don't know why this reminds me, but I was staying at a friend's house, and she had her friend and her boyfriend, who I just despised because he was a piece of shit. I was sleeping on the couch. I wake up, this dude is in his boxers watching Oz with the dude raping other men with his hand in his shorts, and I'm like... I just turned over and went back to sleep, and it's like, please don't rape me.
You gave him perfect access.
No, he wasn't even looking at me, and I'm just like,
boy.
Yeah, and all I could do is pray that I was not going to get raped by the dude jerking off to Oz.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That was fun.
He would have named you Princess, you would have named him Bubba.
I would have beaten him to death with a can of Del Monte peaches.
So, I heard a story that I'll let when you guys read it, but I just had to give the gist of it to my understanding is that everybody has had different incidents when you've been in an apartment. So, a woman at an apartment came home and her ceiling fan was dripping. So, something from above. And she thought to herself, like many would think, that possibly, some water or something leaking, which happens often. Yeah. Maybe someone upstairs had the bathtub running too much. So after she first checked her face and she turned the lights on, she found out what was dripping from a ceiling fan was blood.
That can happen.
Yeah. So, and I'll let Salena give the article in a second. But
I know, I'm ready to listen to the whole story. The suspense is killing me now.
So what happened is, to her knowledge, is that she wondered why it was dripping freaking blood, and now blood is getting everywhere, all over her sheets, her whole apartment is just the fucking ceiling fan is spraying fucking
Mass
blood.
Murder.
Yeah. So they found out that they didn't know what happened, so she called the fucking landlord. They went upstairs, and the fire people, kicked the door open and stuff. Apparently, her upstairs neighbor died of a heart attack. Now, when he died of a heart attack and the body was decomposing, it's what they call popping. So the fucking body just... So, they found the fucking body directly over her ceiling fan. So when the fucking body freaking popped, all the fucking juices were soaking through the fucking floor.
Oh yeah, that can happen. Any type of liquid, if it's left somewhere long enough, it will eventually seep into.
Smell that shit first.
Yeah. So you want to read the article, because that's I found it.
Texas woman wakes up to blood dripping on her from ceiling fan, which was coming from her dead neighbor who has been decomposing for days.
Jesus.
Warning, graphic content.
You think?
I mean, here, before she gets into it, why was no one, looking for this person?
Must have no lives.
They were,
like Mark?
I mean, it does kind of make you think, you should go, check on him every now and again.
Yeah, that's honestly
you're
true.
You're alive? Okay, cool.
There's a statistic. There's so many people who do die that way because they have no family, they have no friends, they have no one to check up on them.
And it's these people are the people who are considered John Doe, blah blah blah.
Because Salena hasn't met Mark, that's why it's more funnier. But because I haven't talked to Mark in 3 months, and
I mean, yes, it's funny, but at the same point in time, it's okay, Mark, for what it's worth, once you actually do meet him, because someday you will.
You just got to meet him.
You need to, mentally prepare for what you're going to see. But Mark, literally, he lives below his mom and his brother, and, they do constantly, say, hey, if you're hungry, come upstairs. Hey, if you're this, come upstairs.
Are you alive?
Hey, if you need to be picked up from work, let us know. Josh can pick you up. He doesn't.
What's that smell? What's that smell?
He doesn't do any of this stuff, and it's they're constantly well, then why even bother talking to him at this point?
Yeah.
And it's it gets more and more to that point where you can say okay, some of these people I understand, so on and so forth, why shit like this would happen. But at the same point, a couple days, okay, you live in an apartment building. Eventually, if you don't see this person coming downstairs, or you don't see this person coming out of the house, or whatever, this is really bad for the woman who lives below him.
Yeah.
Because if you're not seeing him coming and going, and you haven't seen him coming and going for days.
Yeah.
Why would anyone want to see Mark coming?
I know. I'm like feeling bad about it. You guys are just laughing.
Because you know what?
If I was Mark, I'd be like, "You guys are not coming to my funeral, you sick fucks." Like,
I would be laughing.
Not even just that, but like also like neighbors around because you know it's going to be like if it's not an apartment complex and it's just like a dual, like a 2-family house or some shit like that. Like there are neighbors on probably around the area. Why haven't you like said like, "Hey, this person, we saw them go in a couple days ago. We haven't seen them come out."
Do you want to finish the article?
Yeah, we're listening.
Like, haven't gone to work, haven't done any whatever.
Like, no, that really worries me myself. I don't have any kids, so I better be nice to my nieces so they can check up on me when I'm old.
Well, no, there's a little more to it, though. It's like...
Warning, graphic content. Anna Cardenas woke up in her El Paso, Texas apartment to find blood dripping onto her walls, her furniture, and her hair from the ceiling.
Oh, God.
Cardenas' upstairs neighbor had died from natural causes 5 to 6 days prior and had been decomposing on the floor directly above her ceiling fan.
Yeah.
When workers removed the fan in Cardenas' apartment, she said blood gushed down onto her bedroom floor.
Jesus.
A woman woke up to what she believed was water dripping from her bedroom ceiling, only to find it was blood coming from her upstairs neighbor's rotting corpse. Anna Cardenas was asleep in her apartment in El Paso, Texas on the morning of May 8th when she was awakened by the sound of something dripping.
Oh, Jesus.
She initially believed it to be water. What the woman witnessed when she turned on the light in her bedroom was a sight worthy of The Shining. Blood droplets splattered all over her walls, her bed, and even her hair.
Elliot's laughing.
I would be freaking out.
You guys are such fucking.
That's why Elliot's here for.
Dios mío, please save my soul.
Assholes.
That's what I need the extra calories for.
Blood is seen inside the ceiling fan at Anna Cardenas' apartment in El Paso, Texas, where she woke up one night to find drops of blood splattered all over the walls in her bed. The blood seen on Cardenas' bedding came from her upstairs neighbor who had died and been decomposing for up to 6 days before his body was discovered.
Christ.
The blood seeped through the carpet in the neighbor's apartment and trickled from the ceiling in Cardenas' downstairs unit, which has since been ripped out for repairs.
You think?
It grossed me out. I was in shock. I thought this isn't real. Sorry, now I want to say like Elliot. It grossed me out. I was in shock. I thought.
I sleep with my mouth open and I wonder what that taste was.
I thought this isn't real. This is a dream. Wake up.
Do the accent.
I called maintenance and they said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Blood is falling on me." A visibly shaken Cardenas said in Spanish in an interview.
See?
It's not racist. It's not racist.
Cardenas said she was deeply disturbed by the incident, which has left her unable to sleep or eat.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to Cardenas, her upstairs neighbor at Cielo Vista Apartments on Cielo Vista Drive had died of natural causes and came to rest directly above her ceiling fan. Even though the deceased tenant, aged between 55 and 70, why couldn't they figure out the exact age, had a carpet on the floor, his blood seeped through it and dripped down into Cardenas' ceiling fan, which then sprayed the drops of gore all over the woman's apartment. Cardenas said she was told by the police who were called to the scene that her neighbor's body had been decomposing for 5 to 6 days. When maintenance workers removed Cardenas' ceiling fan, she said all the blood that had been pooling there came gushing from the ceiling.
Yeah, so.
Cardenas recorded video of herself screaming in Spanish, "My apartment is covered in blood!"
Then she started a GoFundMe.
Yeah, well, that was the funny part. Come to find out that if a pipe bursts inside your apartment, your landlord is not actually obligated to pay for that. That's why they have what you need to call renter's insurance. So, like, what's the renter's insurance for this situation?
The landlord was like, "You're going to have to do that yourself." Sounds kind of gross.
What you're going to need is go to every room, burn some sage, and perform an exorcism because I ain't fucking touching this.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Oh, God.
See? Well, hopefully.
I'm mad that my Spanish lesson just reminded me that I need to do, like, my Spanish lesson.
Poor Mexican accent reminded you. You need a...
No, my phone just reminded me as he's doing his
synchronicity.
What you need to do is you need to go over there and take care of it. We'll be at Home Depot if you need us.
It's so fucked up. Yeah, but true.
Hey. At least I'm not her waking up with blood on my face. Like, oh, what's this? Oh, sweet Jesus, I'm wearing my neighbor. Yeah, that would be freaky, too. Hopefully, seriously, in all seriousness, hopefully she doesn't sleep with her mouth open.
Nah, I'd be freaking traumatized.
That would be traumatic.
Yeah.
What's this on my...
Honestly, I'm, like, naive enough. My first thing would go to, like, poltergeist. Or, like, somebody was...
It was a boomer.
Killed.
Here's something for you, honey. Because this is kind of like, things that we just, we don't fucking think about in New York State, and I just never come home to on a daily basis. But, yeah, there was a family in a home that was in California, and they had, thousands and thousands of birds enter their fucking house. Now, again, it's like they said that they lost count after 800. But imagine just coming home and stuff, and you open your front door, and there's like fucking thousands of birds sitting there in your house looking at you.
What kind of birds we talking about here?
Migrating birds invade California home, swarming inside for days.
Nice.
A California family is warning others after hundreds of birds poured into their home last week, leaving them feeling as though they were living out a horror movie. The Avian Invasion began April 21st and lasted... I know, right? I like it. It's pretty catchy. The Avian Invasion began April 21st and lasted a few days, according to Carrie, the woman who lives in the Torrance home with her husband and child. She asked the Next Stars KTLA withhold her last name.
Yeah.
Carrie said the family came home from dinner to find the flock swarming around inside after swooping down their chimney, practically taking a scene out of Alfred Hitchcock's movie The Birds. Holy cow.
That's awesome.
It's hard to explain. If you don't see it with your own eyes, you'd never believe it, Carrie said. Video she shared shows the pulsating flock circling above the family's chimney before they begin swooping down inside. Another clip shot later shows them flapping up against a window inside the home. We lost count after 800, Carrie said.
Christ, that's a lot
She
of
said
birds.
the Carson Sheriff's Station put her family in contact with county animal control officials who said to simply leave their doors open, but the birds weren't going anywhere. They acted like they wanted to get out, but they wasn't going nowhere, said Patrick Belleville, a relative who came over to help.
Wait, that's a double negative.
They acted like they wanted to get out, but they wasn't going nowhere.
They wasn't going nowhere. Jersey Styles.
Said Patrick Belleville, a relative who came over to help. They were just flying around, just everywhere. Every room in the house, every bathroom. Belleville said he put his hood and mask on to protect himself from the onslaught.
It didn't matter.
They were just beaming off my head, he said.
Jesus.
Surrounded by hundreds of birds and feeling helpless, Carrie, her husband, and their baby stayed in a hotel overnight while Belleville tried to evict the birds.
They're carrying the baby away.
The birds did come.
Somebody stop that store.
They're like, sorry, wrong house.
Okay, not for nothing. Okay, funny story. But I'm also scrolling through our past history on the group on Facebook. And I just found, now this relates to Chris's female animals don't have vaginas shtick.
His female anatomy intelligence in general.
Okay, so he posted this on April 2nd. This was Chris who posted it.
Oh, God. What did I post?
What does it say?
Never trust the fart.
Oh, yeah, probably the bird.
What is it? I can't see.
It shows a picture of a cow.
It's not even a cow, it's a llama.
Yeah.
Or an alpaca.
A llama. It's giving birth, and it just says never trust the fart.
So at some point you had to have realized.
Well, look, it looks like the llama was coming out of his ass, though.
You can
he
see
said
its
never
asshole.
trust a fart because a baby might be coming out the llama's assholes
my God,
because
you are
there's no
such a
such thing as a llama having a
Hey,
vagina.
I wonder if-
I don't know. I saw a video on Tosh.0 where a woman was giving birth,
I was like,
and she was screaming about her asshole tearing. I was like, whoa. What
Well,
is
that
the
can
fuck?
it's
happen.
the gooch. The gooch.
Yes.
Perineum.
The gooch is a magnificent...
Oh, that's the medical term for the
Yes.
gooch? Oh, that's the first time I learned something. The
Jesus.
perineum?
So that
Every
little
gooch
piece of
is
skin
different.
between your vagina and your asshole that connects it and separates it at the same time, that's called the perineum.
So then
Perineum.
for guys, it's a taint then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
Gooch, taint, perineum.
Anyway.
Gucci.
Chode.
Finish the bird story.
Okay, back to the birds.
That's a lot of fucking bird. Imagine coming home to 1,000 birds
I mean,
inside.
that's good eating for a while.
The birds did calm down and sleep in the house after a few hours, but they made themselves a bit too comfortable, Carrie said.
Thank you.
The second night, I actually woke up to a bird flapping in my room, so basically just pulled the covers over my head and started screaming, she told KTLA. In addition, the home became filled with bird droppings.
Oh, God.
You couldn't walk in any spot in the living room, the kitchen, and the hallway without stepping on bird droppings. Up the coast in Montecito, just south of Santa Barbara, the local fire department said it responded to a home where 1,000 birds became trapped in a chimney Sunday night.
Damn.
They'd hoped the flock would flee on its own overnight, but they returned Monday morning to find them still up against the fireplace grate. Animal officials worked throughout the day and eventually created a chute system to successfully funnel the birds through the home's back door, firefighters said. In that incident, KSBY in San Luis Obispo identified the birds as swifts. In both Montecito and Torrance, the bird's behavior appeared to align with that of the Vaux swift, which is known to roost in chimneys in groups.
Jesus.
The birds are believed to be passing through Southern California as they migrate north looking for a new home. John Hangio, whose bird control company Bird Expert serves Orange and Los Angeles counties, said he's been busy lately with bird nuance calls. He advised residents in the area to close their chimneys flue and make sure their spark resistor at the top hasn't rusted and opened.
All you think about is fucking Elliot saying he comes home like, hey, guess what, guys? We got dinner for next 6 months.
Barbecue at my house.
So, yeah. I'm just saying, things that, like, I never came home to in, like, my house in New York and Albany, just worried about 1,000 birds, like, sitting there staring at me, like, motherfucker. Like, Jesus. Oh,
yeah, that's gotta suck.
So, I've had plenty of fucking news articles in my buddy Twitter.
I mean, you know,
a second.
God was blessing them with free food. They shouldn't be too unhappy, but they sound very unhappy.
Let's see how the Twitters have been lately. Let's see. Following topics, profiles. Second here. I'm looking at anything you guys got on your minds.
I got that the world population is going to be declining by 70% by 2025 on my mind.
Jesus.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
It's awesome.
Less idiots out there for me to hate.
I've been freaking out. But what if you're the one of those people who's going to die? Where is the article? I can read that
That's
one.
a blessing in disguise right there.
Because it's been really paranoying me.
Fucking awesome. Like, yeah,
there you go, honey.
Fuck that guy.
I'm not sure why I should do this for. Now, everybody, they've done these fucking different tests over the years because everybody at some point knows, like, you know, we've all eaten McDonald's and Burger King and fucking fast food. No, likely haven't. But all the preservatives they showed. This one is, woman reveals large pantry full of fast food that just don't rot. Ugh. A woman has a cupboard full of unwrapped junk food has shocked millions of TikTok users as she proves that some processed foods never go bad, including, pizza, fried chicken, and donuts. In a post with over 3 million views on the social media platform, TikTok user Elif Kandamar shared a clip in which she explores her mom's pantry, stacked high with portable plastic storage drawers full of fast food and other highly processed comestibles. This is my mom's food cupboard full of foods that never go off. My mom was a nutritionist helping to tackle obesity. These foods show here are ultra-processed foods that 80% of the UK consume on a regular basis.
Oh my God.
Look at fucking picture right there. Now, all these fucking foods, she's had all these foods containers, they don't spoil. Like, then they've shown this where, like, they've shown McDonald's fries in the past. Like, somebody had, like, what was it, Happy Meal from, like, 10 years ago or something, and they still had to they unwrapped the burger and fries, and they still looked exactly like they were made today.
Oh, yeah, I watched a video on that, especially with the McDonald's, like, they compared to, like, a McDonald's burger and a regular burger decomposing, and the burger decomposed within, like, a couple days, and the burger lasted much longer, which is weird, which means if it's hard to decompose naturally, like, how hard is it to decompose in our body?
Elliot and Susan, she's saying that all this food right here in these fucking inside these containers, this food is over 2 years old.
Yeah.
Man, that kind of looks good.
But all that food is over 2 years old, and it looks like it was made 5 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, that does all look pretty good.
Yeah,
it's not even doesn't even look moldy.
Considering it 2 years, it's been it's just like so. You know, it's like the shit we put in our fucking bodies, but you know, it's like a Big Alice or Big Alice. Like, that makes me.
You gotta be like, I still eat it.
He's like, it makes me want to go get a double cheeseburger right now.
No, you gotta do the Bacon King.
Oh God. Yep. 80% of the UK are now eating this diet, probably without knowledge of what they are eating. Yeah. So, the BBC documentary featuring British doctor Chris Van Tulliken, who spent 4 weeks on a strict junk food diet. The experiment impacted every aspect of his health, indeed, physically but also mentally, as brain scans revealed that the temptatious treats had altered his brain to behave more like a drug or alcohol addict. Wow. And though this is true, that you can have anything and everything in moderation, 80% of a person's diet should not be made up of these foods. In defense of her mother's scarily enduring food experiment, the daughter adds, "No food's off limits. My mother's just trying to simply to encourage people to make better food decisions and live a healthier, happier life." Mm-hmm. So, but yeah. So.
Yeah, you gotta eat more fruits and vegetables as you get older. Basically, the older you get, the more fruits and vegetables you technically need to eat.
Yeah. So fucking Jesus. Of course, like I said, now the habit's gonna be in Twitter and stuff. Pull up the old comments section. See, they should have this in schools. Show the children what happens to them when it's full of chemicals.
Oh, they already know. We all know. We still eat it. We all know McDonald's is horrible for you, and Burger King is horrible for you, and lowers your life expectancy. But we still eat it.
Look at Mark.
When my son went off to boot camp, I went into his bedroom to clean his closet. I found his 3-year-old backpack that had a Taco Bell burrito in it. One bite taken out. It was hard as a rock, but looked perfect. No color loss, no shrinkage, no mold. No Taco Bell for me. 3-year-old Taco.
Why she need to talk about shrinkage like that?
Oh boy, so
sick mother.
I'll let Salena read this one this headline because I know Elliot's gonna laugh at this.
Probably.
Yes, because especially when someone's getting murdered, why not?
Hey,
if they had it coming. What's the article say?
Fudge?
Yeah, see.
Vampire quotations confesses to murdering 10 kids, drinking some victim's blood. Is this the video?
Do I know that
guy?
Oh
my God. He looks like an insane person. And it literally does look like a face of someone
It's a black dude, right?
Someone in a lot of pain, but also someone evil.
Why's it gotta be a black dude automatically?
It's a Kenyan man.
Kenyan, so yeah.
Well, a Kenyan man described by authorities as a bloodthirsty vampire has confessed to the grisly slayings of 10 children, in some cases sucking their blood before killing them, police said. Mastin Milimo Wanjala, 20, was arrested Wednesday in connection to the killings of 2 children whose bodies were found in the wooded area of the capital, Nairobi, the country's Directorate of Criminal Investigation said Wednesday. But in a disturbing confession, Wanjala admitted to the cold-blooded murders of at least 10 young teens, police said. In a nerve-wracking blow-by-blow account, the murderer recounted harrowing details of how he lured victims to his killer jaws before squeezing dear life out of the innocent children, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations wrote on Twitter.
What a sick fuck.
Authorities said he was a bloodthirsty vampire who targeted children between the ages of 12 and 13.
Jesus.
He was a son.
Oh my God, his eyes just look so...
Wait for Elliot to do a punchline.
Helpless.
Wait, his eyes look helpless?
Like, he just looks like, just so, I don't know, just crazy, just sick, just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just soulless.
Well, I mean, we now know that he likes to go out in the woods and suck on little kids.
Jesus
I'm not done
Christ.
reading it.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah, I was just looking at the pictures.
Okay, no, this is more.
Oh, so never mind. What do I click on it? I don't know how to get there.
I'll just back up. Yeah, click on the on.
You need a shower,
I mean, unless you're done with it.
He had a bath today, leave him be.
Oh my God.
That's why he's mad.
He allegedly drugged his victims with a white substance in powder or liquid form and drained some of the children's blood before killing them. Wanjala single-handedly massacred his victims in the most callous manner, sometimes through sucking blood from their veins before executing them.
Whoa, boy.
The killing spree allegedly began 5 years ago with a 12-year-old girl he kidnapped in Machakos County, east of Nairobi, police said.
It's fucking dark.
Dog, get away from my damn toes. You smell like a dumpster.
Ruru.
Come here, boo-boo.
He's like, he's loved me.
We have a visitor.
Yeah.
At least some of the victims died by strangulation, and several of their bodies have not been found. The murderer, who is unapologetic over his actions, told detectives that he derived a lot of pleasure from killing his victims, police said. As detectives pursue crucial leads to the recovery of the rest of the bodies, it is our belief that the criminal justice system will serve justice to the innocent souls and relieve the heavy hearts of the mourning.
Yeah.
They're hoping it does, but just because you put
Oh.
that man away does not mean justice is.
Oh yeah, I mean, fuck, how do you bring those kids back?
Yeah.
man? Like,
Right.
fuck, this
Yeah,
dude's like,
from the weird fucking child sucker. That's his. We're just gonna call him child sucker.
Yeah, really.
Because he wanted to take little kids into the woods and suck on them. He's a child sucker.
I mean, what? Wow.
You are so deranged. Stuff
See,
like that. Like,
when real life is more fucked up than fiction.
Yeah,
Very much so.
I gotta pull up the articles once in a while because like I'd read this and I'm like, who would do this? Oh, Jesus Christ!
Who would do this? Trust me, there are people out there.
Well, here's a
Fuckers.
happy note. Made me think about Salena. I don't know why, but
what?
well, they showed a monkey drinking alcohol, so I don't know.
Ha 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 ha.
It says monkey swipes booze from liquor store and gets drunk. It says
Dirty motherfucker.
it says he was drunk as a monk.
Oh, I see what they did there.
A cheeky monkey in India proved that primates possess more human characteristics than some may realize after you enter a liquor store and downed a bottle.
I mean, all you gotta do is look at their hands. Like, you literally put a human's hand up to a monkey's and you're just like, fuck,
Look, there he is,
I am
honey.
a
Look at him.
monkey's uncle.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's cute.
He is cute. Look, it's like
Oh,
He's
Yeah.
using his hands
Yeah.
and his feet to drink
Kill
the
it.
bottle. It's so
I mean,
cute.
have you ever seen the videos of the tourists going out there?
And the monkeys.
And the monkeys stealing their alcohol. They're little lushes,
Or
yeah.
for some reason trying to pull down a woman's tank top. I don't know why that happens. Little bastards.
They can be perverts too.
saying, yeah, he's
I
sitting
wonder
there.
if booze is in there.
His balls are all hanging out, drinking that fucking liquor. So
Yeah, look at
yeah.
these nuts.
it was a 1-minute clip recorded on Wednesday. Sees a mischievous
He's a legend among
Mackay sitting on the counter of a liquor
Savior.
store in central India with a bottle of booze in hand. The fun-sized wino adeptly unscrews the top using his teeth, at which point the frustrated shop owner attempts to lure him away with a biscuit.
He unscrews it with his
Why don't you
teeth.
shoot the fucking thing?
So-
Like, oh, you're still for me? No, you're going on the extinction list
So-
there, buddy.
Ignoring the diversionary snack ticks, the thirsty simian proceeds to slurp up the container of hooch with his foot, clutching the bottle, with onlookers guffawing in the background.
That's a true alcoholic right there.
So people are looking. The clip concludes with the drunken monkey licking traces of giggle juice from his paws, like an aardvark and an anthill. Despite the humorous incident, says the Macas have proven to be a scourge across the subcontinent, where they've been responsible for such mayhem as robbing ATMs
Wait.
and commanding
What
officers.
did you just say? Wait. What's the lettering of the name?
It's MACAQUES.
It's macaque.
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 There you go. So
It's
macaques.
literally macaque. Yeah, my cock loves to drink. I'm not joking. That is literally the pronunciation of that breed of monkey.
Oh God. This was said though in a harrowing incident in February. A mob of wild monkeys broke into a home and kidnapped the newborn twin girls, and then they killed one of them.
Monkey? Oh my god.
Why is he laughing? Mark? Like so.
Why
A
is
monkey
he laughing? Why are you
kidnaps
laughing?
girls? I'm like shocked
I'm
that
laughing
this is
'cause he's
even like
laughing.
a thing.
It's fucking Planet of the Apes,
It's
man.
like, I mean, come on. If I had
They killed a freaking baby.
it's pretty fucked up. Where it's like, yeah, could you imagine going to fucking bed night with your twins and a group of apes breaks into your house and kidnaps a kid?
First it was dingoes. Now
Not
it's
only that,
macaque.
alcoholic apes
Yeah.
who's just like, maybe if we steal one of their babies, we can raise it to grow up and buy alcohol for us. I think that's what they were thinking.
Drunken macaques killing
It's like we only
kids.
need one. Why do we take two?
And the top of the point where it says like
Get rid of
they're-
one.
They killed the girl.
One top it says that oh, Jesus Christ. Somebody had to say it.
What if they were both girls?
They're both dead.
They killed one.
It's just fucked up where it's just like it says that too. They're robbing ATM machines. So like, what do they need money for? Like,
They killed one for now. They're like, we'll be
They're
back.
smart. They're learning. They know
God.
that booze makes them drunk. Money's by booze, and humans can get money.
Of course, the comment
So-
sections. He had a hard day. Let him
Go
drink.
to the source.
He had a hard day. Let him drink.
Yeah.
Poor chimp.
He's not hurting anybody. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Lord.
Oh boy. So
Dear Lord, please don't let any
What?
blood sprinkle into me mouth while I'm sleeping. Okay? Okay.
Jesus Christ. So I told Salena about this, but I'll tell Elliot and Susan because, it's summertime out and stuff, and we have, people wear sunscreens. But yeah, so Johnson & Johnson recalls Aveeno Neutrogena sunscreens over cancer-causing chemical.
Yeah.
So...
At least they weren't getting it from the sun. Hey, you know what didn't give me cancer? The sun, but this sun lotion did. But it kept up to its name. It protected you from the sun.
Yeah. So really, it's like the fucking irony in this statement where it's like
really is.
They had to pull fucking sunscreen from causing cancer to people. Like,
yeah.
So it's like you're gonna get skin cancer either from the sun lotion or from the sun.
So Johnson & Johnson is recalling 5 of its Neutrogena and Aveeno spray sunscreens after the company found low levels of benzene, a cancer-causing chemical, in some samples. The company said customers should stop using the affected products, which were distributed through stores nationwide. Wow. So
they're really dropping the ball lately. They can't catch anything, except cancer.
Yeah. So it's saying daily exposure to benzene in these aerosol sunscreen products at the levels detected in our testing would not be expected to cause adverse health consequences, said Johnson & Johnson. Of course it did. Out of abundance of caution, we are recalling lots of these specific aerosol sunscreen. So he's back.
I mean, obviously.
So,
and they want people to get a vaccine from them, and yet their sun lotion, which is supposed to stop issues, is causing issues. Yeah.
It added that customers can get a refund by calling, of course, Johnson & Johnson's customer service center. The announcement is the latest black mark for the company's consumer unit, which has faced thousands of lawsuits in recent years, alleging that its iconic talc-based baby powder is laced with asbestos and causes cancer or mesothelioma. I remember hearing about that too.
Mesothelioma.
Yeah, like they were going through baby powder.
This is why I
Jesus
never
Christ.
would put baby powder in my underwear or shit. Guess what? Surprise!
Oh my
my balls are monstrous with cancer. I'd be Randy from South Park,
Yeah,
bouncing around on my nuts.
So I've been after every shower, I powder my balls. That's why they're so fucking. That's why they're so small. Like shit.
Yeah.
No, they would grow.
I remember learning at a young age that baby powder was really bad to breathe in. So that made me just already wary and using it. Like if it's bad to breathe in, why even use it at all?
You have pores, and after you wash, they open up. And you're just gonna clog them with powder.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. That's
weird.
Anyway, when I always put them on my feet just because my feet smell really bad when I'm sweating.
That's because your shoes are 10,000 years old.
That's because you don't know how to clean them toes correctly. You get in between the toes. You open those bitches up.
No,
and
he
you're just
has actually pretty nice feet. Although there's a really hard patch of skin by his toe.
That's my callus. Yeah.
Well, maybe not wear socks with slippers.
That's true.
Really?
That's kind of gay.
Oh.
I don't wear them.
I think it's extra comfy.
I did it for the rug.
Look at my disgusting calloused feet. Those are man feet. They're supposed to stink. Oh my God, honey, did you go to work? Have you smelled the air? That's my feet.
Jesus Christ. So
how the fuck do we start talking about feet?
I don't know.
Because a lot of people also put baby powder in their socks to help keep from their feet from sweating.
I've done that.
Causing
your sister uses freaking deodorant because her feet smell so.
The funny part, actually,
you mean a Mexican shower?
No, the funny part, my foot doctor years ago when I first had my ingrown toenail, he showed me that, which I started doing it. He's like, Chris, he's like, your feet is no different than your underarms and you sweat and stuff. Take the heels, the part of your foot there. Take some deodorant every day for work when I was at the post office. When I'm working, these 15-hour days walking all day, so I'd wake up in the morning before I put my socks on, take some Old Spice and rub the freaking palms of my feet with deodorant and stuff. Came home, fucking instep, yeah, whatever you call it.
Your flats.
So, yeah, my fucking feet. Every day I came home from work for 6 months, they stopped stinking. And he's like, deodorant on your feet actually does fucking work. He's like, they sweat's no different than your underarms. I'm like, I never would have thought that, but he goes, if you're working a job where you're standing up all day and your feet are sweating a lot, try it. And he's like, I'm telling you, stop using powder. I stopped using powder, so now I mostly just powder my balls. So,
yeah, no wonder you are the way you are.
But
stunted to grow.
Yeah, puberty was stunted for you because you couldn't grow properly because all the powder.
It's so
I
true.
want to stay a baby forever. Look, he's got little baby balls.
See? That's what time Selena's never said ouch on me, so.
No, she's probably sobbed. Is it in yet?
I mean, yeah, she has.
Where are these peanuts coming from?
The company
it's
last.
like that moment where she's sitting there and she's like,
I feel weirded out that that's like a thing for you. Like, you want me to say ouch?
I'm saying.
You don't want a woman to say ouch because, one, you probably did it wrong. Horrifically wrong, and she will never trust you.
I mean, usually
again.
when I say ouch, it's because you missed. Like, you know?
Yeah, it's like,
Say Susan's been there.
Guess what? You can't say exit only because if it can go in,
You know,
it ain't an exit only.
The fact that Selena's like, Susan, are you Amish? Like, wait, what?
Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I think it's commendable.
Where did that come from?
Because it's just like less foreign germs and people by you, and I wish I could live like that.
Amish?
Wait, what?
Oh no,
when we first met?
No, when Susan said she didn't really try any other position besides missionary, and I'm like, what? Why? Are you Amish?
You want God to look down at you like you're doing this shit
one
right?
Guy. B, he was long. C,
I'm so jealous.
Unless he was actually holding it and aiming, he didn't. He was,
it was
like
that big.
I mean, if he had,
okay, I'm not comfortable with this.
And he has kids, how if he doesn't know how to aim right?
Oh shit!
I don't know. Like
Turkey baster.
Or they're not his; they're the milkman's.
Well, I've seen like what at least two of them look like. One of them definitely has his eyes. The other one looks exactly like him. So
that doesn't mean shit. Because you forget that the genetics are 50-50, half from the father, half from the mother. So yeah, those kids can kind of like, I can see where it's coming from.
And if you believe in telegony, which some science is starting to support that.
What's that?
Where it's like if you wish it, it'll happen.
Oh.
Well, no, telegony is women store every like DNA or like the genes of every person they sleep with somewhere in their brain.
Are they fucking cats? That's chimera syndrome.
And that sometimes the genes could spread to the next child and stuff, even though it's not like if they have a different partner.
I mean, that could explain our one cousin's kid.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's new. It's kind of new science. It's only been proven in a specific species of fruit flies, where they would breed fruit flies, and they would
fruit flies.
They would have like a virgin bee, not virgin bee, a virgin fly, because they range from being really small to really big. So they have like a really small virgin fly sleep with a really small male fly, and they would have babies, and of course they're all small. And then they would have the same fly mate with a big version of that fly, but yet the babies would come out still very small, meaning that the genes didn't really match up to the males as much as it should, and it was vice versa. They mated really big flies. Also,
DNA test.
Really careful animal breeders also believe in telegony. They won't mate the same female dog with a different type of male. It always has to be the same male, and otherwise it will just be somewhat tainted after that because they want the purest breed.
Oh, so they're like
Celtic culture also believed in that.
So they're like Nazis.
Well, like
they
in
gotta
Celtic culture,
they gotta keep the breed pure.
Well, if their women were like pillaged and raped, they would have to go through a lot of fasting, a lot of purity rituals, and a lot of like purification before they remarried off their women again, just to I don't know. They just believed in weird stuff like that. So to an extent, I kind of believe in it. I believe it holds some merit, but there's not much evidence behind it. Some people think it's sexist to even bring it up.
Dog breeding is Nazi because they want to keep them dogs pure breed, pure blooded Nazis.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Look at this beautiful German Shepherd.
This beautiful Aryan dog
with the swastika armband. It just screams German heritage, pure German blood.
Look at that dog right there. He's German.
Yeah,
but it's also, I find it funny because my mom was in a marriage before she met my dad, and although I'm not related to my half brothers and sisters side of the family, I look a lot like their cousins and stuff, even though I'm not related to them at all. So maybe there is like some of their DNA in me. Who knows?
All fathers. The armband and the pure blood.
So
never get tainted.
To finish the article, I didn't know this. More with the fucking Johnson & Johnson. So the company last year halted sales of the product and has recently socked away $3.9 billion to help cover the cost of the lawsuits. Last month, the U.S. Supreme Court rejected Johnson & Johnson's bid to overturn a $2.1 billion verdict against it in favor of women who said the company's talc products were causing them ovarian cancer. Yep. So, wow. So they lost $2 billion of fucking women getting ovarian cancer because of their fucking products. Like, yeah, I'm not getting their fucking vaccine.
Well, you're allergic to most Johnson & Johnson products to begin with, so...
Well, here's the thing. They're supposed to randomly test the products to make sure that everything is okay. Yeah. And with how many issues have been going on over the past years, I wouldn't be shocked.
Clearly, they're testing it the moment they put it on the shelves. It's not,
which is too late at that point.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm. So, anyway, here's one for you, honey. Let you read this because Elliot's gonna laugh. I know you will.
Yeah.
I think I read the comment section. So.
Okay. Drunk man killed by shark while wading into sea to relieve himself. One man's day at the beach turned deadly after he was killed by a shark while wading into the surf to relieve himself. Why do they wading into the surf to relieve themselves?
I believe it's a surf.
Swimming out to piss.
Sounds poetic.
That's why they used it.
There was a lot of blood in the water. Bystander Adriano Gomez told Newsflash of the horrific task.
So he was pissing blood.
Which occurred Saturday at Piedade Beach in Joatao dos Garapapes. Sorry, I'm not pronouncing this at all right. I'm sorry.
Some weird language.
Garapapes or Guara Rapes, northeastern Brazil.
Not English.
The victim, Marcelo Roca Santos, 51, had reportedly been drinking with friends when nature called. He and a fellow reveler decided to head into the sea to urinate around 2 p.m. when the surf had turned tumultuous and murky, making it difficult to spot anything in the water. Despite signs warnings people to stay out of the ocean, the lifeguard on duty refrained from ordering the two men back to the beach as they were only up to their waists, Newsflash reported. Santos stunned pal Ademir Sebastião da Silva. Sorry, these names are killing me. Santos stunned pal Ademir Sebastião da Silva recalled, as the beach has no bathroom, I went into the sea to pee. I was beside him in the water. That's when the shark struck, biting off the unfortunate beachgoer's hand and taking off a chunk of his leg.
Jesus Christ.
Marcelos Rocha Santos, 51, died after his arm and leg were devoured by a shark at a beach in Brazil.
Damn.
Eyewitnesses Gomez described the harrowing scene. It was a friend of mine who was in the sea with the person who was attacked. Suddenly he saw the man struggling. The lifeguard was unable to stop the attack. However, shortly thereafter, Santos' buddies managed to drag him back to the shore, where he collapsed on the beach unconscious while horrified bystanders looked on. One beachgoer even captured footage of the victim as he laid motionless on the sand. Oh my God, while he's laying down, his pants are down, his ass is out. His injuries are blurred, but his ass isn't blurred. You can see that though.
What great people.
Santos' friends managed to drag him back to shore, where he collapsed unconscious as horrified bystanders looked on. He was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. Santos was immediately rushed to the hospital in Recife, where he was pronounced dead. Meanwhile, his buddy De Silva, who was the only other person in the water at the time, escaped the incident unscathed. It could be me. It was God's deliverance, he said. Yeah. If I had been diving or lingered in the water, I could have been attacked. It's unknown what kind of shark bit Santos. Yeah. It is thought to be either a bull or tiger shark. However, the incident took place near an area where there had been 12 prior attacks, local outlets reported.
That's just a bad way to fucking go.
Shark attacks are reportedly common during this time of year as the heavy rains make the ocean cloudy.
And of course, don't read the comments section.
Experts link the region's surge in shark attacks, of which there have been 62 incidents with 25 fatalities in the last 30 years, to the construction of the Suape port in 1992, which reportedly disrupted the predators' breeding and feeding patterns.
They're hungry.
I've been working on this beach for 25 years, and during this time I have witnessed a number of ferocious attacks. One local snack seller told Beach Grit of the unfortunate phenomena. It was horrible to see. Each time it is very frightening and sad.
So just back out and look at the comments real quick. It's like, that's what Elliot needs to make a Twitter for. Because don't read the comments. This poor bastard died. And
let's see.
If you die in a bad way, don't go on Twitter.
Wait, what was it? His left hand or was it his right hand that it ate? Because if it was his left hand, he's all right now.
How do you see the comments on Twitter? I don't really use this app.
Gotcha. All right. So you click on right here, and then you click see the article, and you just click on that, and then what you can do is go scroll down, and there's all the fucking comments. Twitter, they're assholes, and I love
Someone
it.
say, y'all so disrespectful for posting the next picture. Shaking my head. It's the picture where they're blurring out his wounds but showing his ass. Like, what the fuck? If I'm ever killed by a shark, I'd hope someone would pull up my pants afterwards. Jeez. For real.
Cold-blooded.
Say this.
If you watch the video, tons of people are walking around his dead, naked body on the beach. Someone should have covered him up. Apparently, there's also an insane amount of shark attacks in those waters. Choose your piss spots carefully, guys.
It's true, though.
Damn straight.
Someone put, I'm unfollowing your page. How is this news?
Well, it is for me.
Guys, this is completely disrespectful to the deceased and his family. I don't know why you would publish these photos, but I implore you to take them down across every platform as soon as humanly possible,
that's not
because I'm one person and you have to answer to me. Let me stop.
Sounds like Twitter.
Consider he was relieving himself. I would say a lethal bite to the back of the thigh, a good thing considering what would have happened otherwise.
Jesus.
Yikes.
Yeah.
As a living saint, I pray, and a history maker, may the faithful soul who was departed rest in peace by the mercy of our loving God in heaven, and the faithful soul go to heaven by the will of God. Amen. And then he posted a meme. Jesus Christ, our Lord God, Savior. Amen.
Find a comedy one. Funny of
I mean, it could be worse. It could have bit off his dick and he lived. What happened? A shark gave me a terrible blowjob.
Well, honestly, I do appreciate the humanity and the compassion being given to him, because a lot of people are upset that this man's death was kind of embarrassing.
We're just trying to break it, you know.
Pull up his pants. God
this basically was like, this man deserves respect and not to be posted his body like this. Like, this is such a big shame.
Again, I just would
blur out his crack. Let me see the wounds.
Right? Like, I would rather see his injuries. I feel like they're more I know what an ass looks like. I've never seen a shark injury.
I know. It's like, no. I mean, come on. Imagine the suffering when he was still alive, being pulled along the sand, his dick hanging out. He must have been needed to itch his balls pretty bad.
Dude, I know he's probably like looking outside of his body. Like, can someone please pull up my pants?
Dude, my dick is covered in sand.
No, see, Salena, this is what I was talking about for Elliot. See, there's this guy got 20 likes. Don't blame the shark. He was protecting his home from pollution. Sorry, but like, I mean, this is saying, like, did you picture SpongeBob is blue? It says, "I'm tired of this earth, these people. I'm tired of being caught in the tangle of their lives."
I mean, come on. He just had his dick all out, and the shark was like, "In my backyard?"
Yeah.
I mean, what would you do if you're a shark and a man's dick is just in your water?
Here's a guy. I want to laugh at this, but at the same time, nah, I'm laughing. Jesus Christ. I'm reading, why would you do this for? This disturbed me. He's like, there's someone like Elliot. Here, Elliot, this guy said, hold on, I can't read this. I can't read that.
What does it say?
For Elliot, it's tell Bruce. It says tell Bruce.
What do you want me to read?
Oh, it says right here.
Tell Bruce I said hey, and that I said thanks. Who's Bruce?
Like,
that's what they called the shark from Jaws.
The shark from Jaws.
Like
Steven Spielberg named the shark because of animatronic. He named him Bruce the shark. So it's like, he said, tell Bruce I said hey.
And that I said thanks. Fucking assholes.
This is what happens when you got your dick hanging out with sharks nearby.
Yeah.
It wanted a worm. Come on.
No, I agree with Salena. Like, no, I do get the humanity aspect, but we're trying to make it fucking.
I mean, but here's another thing: sharks tend to only be attracted to blood.
Yeah.
And if he's peeing, and if there's blood in his urine, doesn't that mean like he's like unhealthy or has like liver damage or something, or kidney stones?
Yeah,
or
I mean, I piss blood all the time, but you know.
But if the sun is just right and it was swimming underneath him, they kind of see upwards a bit. He could have looked like a baby seal or something.
Oh.
But because it was murky, it could have also given off.
So maybe the shark was like, didn't understand what he was eating either. He was like, fuck, that's not a baby seal.
Oh,
Let me try again.
Oh,
yep,
God.
that's definitely not a baby seal.
Oh, it tastes like shit. Let me get another bite in. Oh, God, no. Just one more to make sure. No.
No, I'm not eating it.
I think I got a wedding ring in my teeth. Someone help.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
But seriously, pull the fucking dude's pants up, okay?
Yeah. So, okay, this popped up, so you guys are hearing whenever Susan comes back. So, I actually want to spend some time discussing this because we've talked about, like, we try for most part. I never, never try getting political and stuff and making down political things. But this is very subjectional, and I just want to get everyone's feedback about this. So, apparently, Trump, love or hate the guy, Trump is a former president. It's Biden's there, Trump's there. So the article was from that Mel Gibson was on camera at a UFC match and he was saluting Trump. Now, it's like the funny part is I've seen YouTube videos on this. Now I'm pulling the New York Post article. It's very fucking obscured, but like Trump was basically fucking with security and stuff. He was like 4 or 5 people away, and Mel Gibson was saluting Trump. And then, of course, the internet comment section, being what it is going fucking bananas now because Mel Gibson salutes fucking Trump and Trump's a hot topic. And I want to ask at least, Salena and Elliot being here, like, how do you feel about that? Now, I'm just going to go first, and I'm on a fence where it's like, look, whether you love or hate a former president or current fucking president, like, I'm the first one to fucking admit I didn't vote for Obama. I didn't vote for George Bush. If I seen them in fucking public and stuff out of respect for the office, I still feel like as an American, it is still your civil duty to salute the fucking president, the current or former fucking president. Whether you fucking love or hate fucking Trump, Mel Gibson fucking offered a man a salute. It is still a fucking sign of respect for the office. And of course now, being the toxic political fucking climate we live in, of course the goddamn internet is losing their fucking mind, calling Mel Gibson every name under the fucking book, some people and shit. And I just want to at least, ask Salena and fucking Elliot here, because you guys are all I got. Like, how do you feel about, if you've seen a fucking former president or current president, like Biden? I didn't fucking vote for Biden. I'm the first one to admit it. But had some random encounter, met the guy in fucking person, he offered to shake my hand. Out of respect for the office, I would feel obligated to shake the president of the United States fucking hand, whether I voted for the guy or fucking not. Like, and that's, I feel like the whole political climate has become so toxic now. Like,
well, I mean, that's more social etiquette. I feel like you can still have social etiquette and manners, and still, disagree with whoever you're displaying manners.
Real quick,
towards.
so just catch you up. I was telling these guys about like there was a UFC match. Mel Gibson was about, for me to you, Trump was fucking at a UFC match. He gave fucking Trump the salute, and people are going, of course, fucking bananas about that. So I'm just going around the group asking people, as an American fucking person, whether you love or hate a fucking president. I still, for me personally, and I'll say from their opinion, I still feel like you still owe the office itself respect, whether the fuck you voted for a guy or fucking not. And like, it's so Mel Gibson saluting fucking Trump. You can take that either he's a fucking Trump supporting fucking Nazi hypocrite piece of blah blah, or he's saluting the former fucking president of the United States, whether you liked him or not. He was the fucking president. So,
I mean, I could care less about like answering to anybody or owing anybody. I feel like technically on an objective level, nobody really owes anybody anything.
Well, this is the day of social media, though. I'm saying, like, this is plus Mel Gibson is a celebrity,
For my opinion on the matter, I would, no matter who it was, like, if they were a former president of this country, current president of this country even, if I see them, meet them, whatever, like, show them some freaking respect, because they did run this country. Whether you agree with who they are as a person or not, they were still your president for 4 years. No matter if you want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, they still ran this country that you live in.
Nope.
You still show them some form of respect.
Exactly.
I mean, I can show them some form, like a form of formality, which I guess is a form of respect. That doesn't mean I have to like give them respect all the time. You know what I mean?
Maybe not all the time.
Maybe in that certain thing. There's definitely a time and place.
But if you were to meet him, like flat out meet him, like at least like be somewhat respectful towards him.
Oh, it'll definitely depend on the time or place. If I'm at like a formal event, of course, because there's definitely, I'm definitely agreeing to go along with the social etiquette that's along with it. But if I met Trump on the street, who knows how I'd fucking feel?
Yeah.
Well, the same could be said for anyone who doesn't like Biden, doesn't like Obama.
That's
what
true.
I was saying,
Like,
I would hide
like
my
if I went
niece.
to an event and I knew Trump was going to be there,
Clinton, doesn't like
I would
whoever.
behave accordingly.
But
But if I saw Trump on the street,
you said multiple names
what the fuck
where
are
I'm
you
like,
doing
I'm
here,
hiding
asshole?
my niece. Clinton hiding my niece. Biden hiding my niece.
But like but it's the point of like they were a former president of the United States. if you were to meet them at a like public event of any kind,
just don't look at my face.
It's just so hard.
I will
because
shake
Trump
your
is
hand.
so like special in a way because like he's like literally the most controversial president in history that I've lived through. Yeah. I only lived through like three.
I'd say Obama.
You think Obama's more controversial?
Yeah, because when I was working,
technically, honey, you've lived through 4, maybe now 5.
Wait, who?
Biden,
Clinton, Trump. George Bush, Obama, Trump, and now Biden.
Yep.
Wait, no, I thought George Bush and then George Bush Jr.
Well,
No, George Bush.
What year were you born?
Clinton.
I was born in 94.
Yeah, so Clinton.
Yep.
Clinton was...
Oh, I barely remembered the Clinton presidency. Yeah. That's why I don't count him. Yeah. I barely remember it.
But you lived through it.
Yeah, I definitely lived through it.
But like you're saying, like the thing is, I will chime in real quick. Like even with Obama though, social media wasn't what it is now. So it's like definitely, I will agree that in at least 39 years, my lifetime, I feel like Trump definitely is the most controversial fucking president. But also, we also didn't have what we have now. We got fucking Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all this. We have 10,000. Even with Obama, Facebook was not what it was back when Obama was around.
It's still the point. Whether you like or dislike the person, if they were the president of the country in which you live in, show them some form of respect.
Which I agree.
It's like I said, just don't look at my face.
I ain't winning anything. Guess what?
Like that look in my eyes is going to say, I'll shake your hand, but that look on my face is going to be like...
Well, I guess then I'll ask you then, like, okay, so Mel Gibson, for example, whether he saluted fucking Trump or saluted fucking Biden, like, how would you read into it?
I mean, Mel Gibson has been known to be a piece of shit for a lot of things,
yeah,
too.
I wouldn't care. That's his right.
Yeah, I wouldn't care either.
We had people out there sharing champagne bottles and breaking glasses, rioting when Biden became president, and that's okay, but this dude salutes somebody and people lose their mind.
And honestly, if you want to get even more objective, we're literally living in a society where we're neighbors with pedophiles and criminals and thieves.
We're supposed to be
I think they're the
that.
last of our problems when it comes to our own communities. But
this feels like fucking literally the Heath Ledger Joker. Nobody cares, but you say there's a bomb and little kids are going to die. Everybody loses their mind. Like, you pretty much, well, COVID's a thing. Okay, but Mel Gibson saluted Trump.
I mean, I don't know. I think we can focus on more than one thing at a time. I think just saying, like, there's bigger problems is somewhat of a cop-out.
There really is bigger problems.
But, I mean, I just feel like we can still focus on the bigger problems and other problems. I think we're both
all
inept
honesty,
and healthy
though,
enough.
like, where that's concerned, like, it does not matter. Like, obviously, he has a level of respect that, like, a lot of these assholes who are, like, covering this shit don't have. Because he could have easily done the same thing to Biden. He could have easily done the same thing if he met Obama. Yeah. He could have easily done the same thing if he met George W. Bush. Like, it does not matter who the man was. They would have taken it and rolled with it on either end of the freaking spectrum and done the same exact fucking thing.
And would Mel Gibson salute Obama or Biden?
He could have.
Like, is he saluting Trump because he was a former president, or is he just saluting Trump because he believes a lot of the propaganda behind Trump?
But when you're looking into it like that, that's when it becomes a bigger issue than what it is. It's just him saluting a former president.
Well,
yeah, I honestly could care less what Mel Gibson does.
Literally him just saluting a former president.
Look at Megan Fox. She was at the same event in the same row as Trump, and she said he was a legend. Or it was a legend because the whole crowd erupted and people are canceling her because she said Trump and said that, his appearance was a legend. They want to cancel her. And she's just like,
Oh, no, I get a lot of Megan Fox stuff because I like Megan Fox. No. So I didn't see any negative propaganda or any negative content about that.
Well, they're canceling whatever the hell she's saying. Yeah. That's the point.
Because
so you wouldn't see it.
The crowd erupted because he was there.
I could care less. And you want me to? If you want me to.
No, sure, yeah. I mean, just something to talk about. Because that's the whole point I'm freaking making is like whether it's Mel Gibson. It's like,
but that's the thing. Like, when it comes to Trump, anything that he says and or does, anyone who like shows him any form of respect, automatically the like far left is going to automatically get all like bent out of shape, and then the far right's going to come directly to his defense. And it's like, it's not even like about that. It's about the fact that someone decided to show him some form of respect, and now that person's getting like torn down. Like, worse than what they already have been because of their own stupidity.
Trump said was very fucked up, and was our president did kind of bring a lot of shame into our country, but I also believe that, like, up there, we have no idea what's going on. I do believe everything we are being shown is staged to an extent, is pre-planned heavily to an extent, and that we are being given propaganda to an extent. Take into account, too, like, depending on what news media in which you're watching. You can watch Fox, and Biden could have a speech, and his speech could be amazing, and they're going to tear it apart. Trump could have a speech, and CNN's going to take it and tear it apart and just show you everything about it that's going to look like shit.
What was it, Elliot?
Well, it started with the interview on Jimmy Kimmel. She said, I was in a row with Bieber, and Trump was also in my row, the 35-year-old said. He had like 30 Secret Service with him. He was a legend, Megan added. That arena was very supportive of Trump when he came in. She went on. I was like, I don't know how I feel about it, because if someone is a target, then I'm like, I could be harmed because I'm adjacent to where he is. So I was worried about my own safety. That's all I was caring about. But yeah, I've never seen anything like that before. It was crazy.
I mean, there can be positive legends and negative legends.
Yeah. And that's all the
I mean, Trump is a great person. I'm not saying he's a good person, but he's definitely a huge factor and a significant person in our country.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. That's at least the four of us and anybody coming down here. We've always fucking said we can at least us civilly talk about this shit. 'Cause we said fuck before. It's like Big Al didn't like fucking Trump. Carlton voted for fucking Trump, but they're still friends.
I mean, I don't really like Trump either, but it's also like outside looking in. I don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. I know that there are much bigger threats and much bigger issues than what we're being told in the news. I know all that's just pretty much a big distraction for what's really going on, but I don't know what that really going on is per se, and that's where conspiracy theories come along.
Yeah, but this happens with the military all the time. I mean, not said I've never done the military, but you know, Elliot, his brother Carlton, my friend Ryan,
I've never done the military.
What? No, I'm saying your brother Carlton. Was it
Carlton and Josh did it?
Yeah, Carlton, Josh, Mark's in the military, my friend Ryan. But even they would say, like, you know, even from a military standpoint, if you're in the military and you're a superior officer, whether you like the guy or dislike the guy, if he's your superior officer, there's a level of fucking respect. Even take away civilian life. Like, I have supervisors. We all do. We've all had bosses that we didn't fucking like.
Yep.
But if they're your fucking boss, if you want to keep your job, there's a certain fucking level of respect. And so that's what it's scary that now it's 2021, how toxic our political fucking spectrum has got. Like Salena was saying, we have no idea whether Mel fucking saluted him because he likes him as his personal politics, or just because maybe he just saluted the quote unquote president. It could have been, that's all it could have been. But people now, because people got too much fucking free time on their hands, like this, like whether it's Mel, Megan Fox, anybody, I've always fucking said, like, because you read the comments, I'm never gonna fucking watch his movies again. Like, look, I'm watching fucking Mad Max, I'm watching Lethal Weapon. Mel's done some fucking, the man directed Braveheart. I don't give a fuck what's your politics against fucking Mel. Watch Braveheart. It's a fucking magnificent movie. Like, I'm sorry, but
I mean, I feel like to an extent we should separate the artist from the art.
We should.
Just because I like what he created doesn't mean I have to like him as a person.
And we said this fuck before. It's like, this is the problem with social media nowadays. It's like there's certain, whether it's musicians or artists.
Depending on the artist.
I mean, if he did some really like perfect things, but then the Michael Jackson example, like for an example, everybody thought he was a pedophile. You know, who knows? A part of me now that I'm older kind of wants to believe maybe he did it, because even the most nicest can be pretty dark.
We don't know.
And he also, I mean, it would have to be a pendulum swing. It's either because he admitted he was severely abused himself as a kid, like severely, and it gave him a lot of complexes, as well as a Peter Pan complex. He was obsessed with childhood in general because he felt like his childhood was stripped away so severely that it was his dream to make other children's childhood happy. That's a very beautiful, noble perspective. And he also had that skin disease. I forget what it's called, but
one of his sons also has it too.
But that's the reason why he was still black in some places, but the disease got so bad where he ended up becoming mostly black to mostly white, which is why he had to basically paint all his skin white so it would look nicer to the eye, and because he was a celebrity. But that's an example, I would say, when separating the art from the artist.
With him, like, a lot of the people who were trying to say that he did do things, after he died, they came out and, like, literally said, well, we just made it all up.
Yeah.
And then the recordings of their phone calls were left out.
Yeah.
That the parents were just trying to get as much money
that's
as
what we're
possible.
saying. I mean, it's like, we've all talked about in the podcast before about separating the artists. Like, even for me now, it's like with Bill Cosby, I can't fucking deny the fact that The man's he's a comedy legend. You know, it's just like.
Well, it's like I was talking about that earlier with your mom right before we started watching Boondock Saints, because going through like the Vudu account, like I saw the one movie that you added, and I'm like, why the fuck did you add it when you can't fucking stand the girl that's in it?
What?
It's Nicolas Cage and Amber Heard. I forgot the name of it.
Oh, Drive Angry? I love that movie. It's because I love Nicolas Cage.
That was her?
She's in it for like 10 minutes. I mean, Nicolas Cage is so good, I don't give a fuck.
But here, that's
she's in it for 10 minutes, but she's on the freaking like.
Yeah, but again, I love Nicolas Cage. I don't give a fuck.
He loves Nicolas Cage more than he hates Amber Heard.
I'll tell you right now, I just said, even Elliot's like, not a big fan of Aquaman. I like Jason Momoa so much. I don't give a fuck if she's an Aquaman. I'm still gonna watch his Jason Momoa.
I don't watch anything he's in. So,
I mean, but that movie's just a ton of fun.
Yeah, definitely made Aquaman cooler.
But I was saying to your mom, I'm like, there were a million people who had signed a petition, myself included, asking that she get freaking replaced as Mera in Aquaman too.
Got a dirty ass look for saying that.
We were going through like conversation of it, and I'm like, so a lot of people are pissed off because Johnny Depp was taken off of Fantastic Beasts. He was replaced.
Also Pirates of the Caribbean.
And he was taken out of Pirates of the Caribbean. And when I said that to your mom, she's like, wait, what? I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Johnny Depp's known for having like a stellar freaking career. Yeah. He built his freaking career up. Yes, he's a celebrity. Yes, he's a very big celebrity. But to his credit, like, he has a right to have that celebrity. He built himself up. He didn't like screw over like someone else to gain fame.
Edward Scissorhands.
That's just my point with someone like Amber Heard. Like, I've never watched an Amber Heard film. A movie like Drive Angry, that's not her film. That's Nicolas Cage's film. So it's like if she's a supporting character, like an Aquaman, it's Jason Momoa's film. I don't give a fuck.
Honestly, I was distracted. She was beating up a chick, and her massive titties were flopping around. I'm like, Amber, who?
But either way, like that. Like brought up that to me when I was talking to your mom, and I'm like, look, personally, I like Jason Momoa, but I blame Warner Brothers, in fact, in general, over the whole freaking situation. That's part of the reason I won't go see Aquaman 2. At this point, I probably won't even go see the new freaking Fantastic Beasts.
The second Aquaman I'm not going to see because she's in it. But I'm saying, but the first one, like he carries that fucking film, and it's like she's a minor part of the fucking film where it's like you still have
that's
Dolph
like
Lundgren's
in.
You have Dolph Lundgren's in. You have fucking some actually pretty badass fucking action scenes. You got fucking guys riding sharks with laser beams on their fucking heads. It's like it's a fucking goddamn like just sick CGI. Fun. No, it's really is Aquaman, especially the ending half hour. It's a big, massive, like Lord of the Rings battle underwater, and for what it is, it's just goofy popcorn fucking fun. Like I said, I'm not gonna let Amber Heard ruin a fucking movie I liked.
It sounds great. Sadly, I'll never see it.
Yeah, I mean, for what it is, but anyway.
But like that's what I was explaining to your mom. I'm like, they won't replace her in that, but they replaced Johnny Depp in Fantastic Beasts. They haven't fired her. And she even got to the point where she's laughing at the freaking fans, saying, well, ha, ha, ha.
Also, she's causing issues for the second Aquaman.
Yeah.
She's very much so.
Yeah.
She's like, well, ha, 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 they didn't take me off the film, and you assholes are still going to go and watch it.
But we've recently seen this shit.
No one's going to go and watch it now.
Well, we've recently seen this stuff with Chris Pratt in the Tomorrow War. It's like how, critics, even the drinker said, critics are slaying the Tomorrow War. The fucking fans are getting Tomorrow War fucking tons of praise because Chris Pratt is just like, guys, I'm not getting political. I don't give a fuck. It's like, I don't talk about my politics. I talk about my Christian values, my kids, blah, blah. But, so it's like, that's the freaking point. And whether my favorite actor was Johnny Depp, whether it was fucking Denzel Washington, I don't give a fuck who you voted for. I'm not going to stop watching Johnny Depp films because supposedly fucking hit Amber Heard. It's like, it's just like, so same with Mel Gibson.
To be fair, someone needs to hit Amber Heard.
I know, I'm just saying.
Very much so.
I mean, I don't really know the extent of what went on between them because Amber Heard was very malicious. Yeah, and usually when a woman is very malicious in a breakup, it's usually because a guy cheated. Yeah. So I don't know if Johnny Depp may have cheated. I'm not saying that what she did was right. She definitely went a little
he had a reason to.
Too far.
Maybe it was all that.
I mean, I feel like no one has a reason to cheat. You're better off just being honest and real.
We've said that before. Listen, and I love fucking Johnny Depp, but like that whole situation, he's not 100% squeaky clean neither.
Now, he might not be, but at the same point in time, he didn't put his fucking hands on her.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about this marriage seemed fucking like it was very toxic for both of them. Now, I don't agree with by any means that he was abusive, but like, I'm sure he's got his own personal fucking demons,
Well, here's the funny part. She was the one who initially brought it all up, so it's on her to prove all this stuff.
Oh, yeah,
and all she's proven was she's a drug addict who abuses her friends and family.
And she was cheating on him in the freaking marriage as well.
I know.
And that's other guys.
And also, like, and I love the fucking guy. Also, Depp, and like, for whatever fucking worth his money, he was blowing $30,000 a month on wine. Like, Johnny, I love you.
My goodness.
But dude, 30 grand a month on wine?
I mean,
like,
was he with Amber Heard at the time?
Yes.
It could be both. Like, this bitch drove him to drink.
But I'm sure, like I said, no, they both said it. They both, for whatever fucking reason, they weren't fucking compatible. Like, he was doing stuff like, what was it? His one friend, he put his fucking friend in an urn and spent $5 million to put his friend's ashes into a can, and everyone's like, Johnny, $5 million and shit. So it's like, I said, we could spend all day breaking apart his habits too. Now,
but also
I don't think
outside
he'd beat
looking
her,
in,
you know.
Amber does look like she cares a lot about her image. And if she does care a lot about her image, it would be very emotionally gratifying to destroy Johnny Depp's image.
Too bad if once you wipe off that clown makeup she has on, that image is disgusting.
But yeah, but I'm saying, but like back to this whole fucking with fucking Mel. But it's a fuck point. Like I said, I'm reading the comments because, you know, for every person that says like, we'll watch these fucking movies, blah blah, and some people just do say like, hey guys, it's like, you know, it's like the horror showing respect to a former president, and it's like, you know, and this one guy says, let people support who they want to support, and this is the age we live in fucking nowadays. Because back in before Twitter and social media, if like said Johnny Depp was 25 years old and voted for Clinton, you wouldn't know and you wouldn't care.
Yeah.
It's like right now people are way too fucking invested in these people's fucking lives. And
honestly, bring technology back to that era and we'd be dead by now. Yeah. People would be going off the hook about Benghazi and Epstein when Clinton was president. And all this shit with Monica Lewinsky would have been 1,000 times worse. But, he's getting his dick sucked left and right in the Oval Office, and it's not his wife, and he's sexually harassing all these
Oral
women.
Office.
Yeah.
That's the fucking point. It's like I'll just take one less person from move on. Like say Mark Hamill. I want to see his new Skeletor. He's the fucking Joker. He's Luke Skywalker. He hates fucking Trump. Now I don't give a shit if Mark Hamill loved or hated fucking Trump. For me, he's Luke Skywalker. That's it. Yeah. And it's like, and too many fucking people nowadays that they get into this fucking bandwagon of like Mark Hamill or Megan Fox or so and so. Like Soon would say, Selena's a fuck fan of Megan Fox, but the fact that Megan Fox, how dare she mention fucking Trump's name, and now people on fucking Twitter, fuck her movies, blah blah. Who fucking cares?
Fuck Jennifer's
that's
body.
That's just like a stretch. But then it reminds me of Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter, Yolanda King, was also under a lot of criticism for, I guess, her views on Trump. I guess they weren't as Trump hating as people would like. And she posted like, you know, the whole point of America was that people could believe in what they want and express what they want. Like, isn't that the whole point of this country and what my father basically fought for?
Was killed for,
Yeah.
And that's why I get fucking pissed off with how bad the media's gotten, where it's like, people say, fuck, well, Trump, he's the exact same as Hitler. And I'm like, if I ever seen someone in fucking person, that's one of the situations where I would slap this fucking shit out of you, because like, okay, listen, love or hate fucking Trump, the guy's a loudmouth, the guy was a fucking prick, I'm not debating that by any means, but to say he was Hitler, like, and I feel like people who say shit like that really don't understand the gravity of what the fuck Hitler really fucking did.
You can compare a lot of people in power to Hitler because they're like not that much difference when it comes to spreading propaganda.
Were not murdered.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it's like,
I mean, besides the Holocaust, that also wasn't solely Hitler's fault either. There's also a lot of people in factors.
He was the one talking about eradicating gays, gypsies, handicapped people, and all these people.
That was only after one of his subordinates pushed that agenda, though. There's a whole documentary on it. Subordinates pushed that agenda because they hated Jews more than Hitler.
Yeah, but they followed Hitler's word. So Hitler was the one who pushed these people.
Ultimately, they needed Hitler's favor too. Yeah. That's why they were able to be.
But if it
wasn't for other people, it could have been avoided.
You can't compare them
but
because
if he did it in the first place, he wouldn't have done it.
I mean, but it's like everyone has a team. Like, Trump has a team. It's not just Trump. You also want to blame his whole team.
But they didn't kill 10 plus million people.
I mean, or then who did? The people who actually killed him and actually stabbed them? I guess they didn't either. That's all Hitler's fault too. People did agree to it. I feel like it's just as much as like the Nazis' fault, even though they were indoctrinated into it and forced to be soldiers. It's much more multifaceted than just like it's all Hitler. Hitler had all the power. Nobody else had a factor in it because Hitler was a king.
Hitler was the face of World War II, though. It's like Hitler was the bad guy, but
he was the face.
That's the fucking. That's the freaking point, though.
I'm not saying that he wasn't responsible for it, but I'm not saying he's only responsible for it. There are a lot of people.
I never said he's only responsible.
Deaths.
I'm saying Hitler and his speeches, which literally people were like, "This is Jesus," began following. Yeah,
and that's the point. Is like you were saying. Yes, maybe he did have people who were going to him and saying, hate this person, hate this person, hate this person, hate this person. But if he flat out did not believe that that was the right way of thinking, he wouldn't have done it. Due to the fact that he was this great speaker, this person who all these people, women would literally faint in the audience whenever he would have a speech because they would get so possessed by his power. And that's the fucking
Yeah, I'm just going off the documentaries I read. He also wasn't the only one giving speeches, and the Jew hating and that didn't really happen until his subordinates pushed that agenda. All Hitler really cared about was power and the love of the people, and if hating Jews gave him power and love of the people, he will do that because he's in power and wants that. That's just also the documentaries that I watched. There's a lot in that favor, but also what Martin Luther King, he didn't write all his speeches. Everything he said, it was written by a team. Martin Luther King's speeches should be accredited to multiple people, but like you said, he's the face of the movement.
But Martin Luther King was speaking of everyone being peaceful, everyone getting along, looking at each other, and if you're black and you're white, you should not hate that person because they're white. You should not hate that person because they're black.
I'm just saying he didn't write those speeches. I'm pretty sure Hitler probably didn't write his speeches either.
Comparing Martin Luther King to Adolf Hitler.
No, I'm just comparing.
No.
The Martin Luther King was the face, just like Hitler was the face. There's a whole team around him. Everything Hitler said wasn't everything Hitler said. It was a team who also helped him write that, just like Martin Luther King. That's all I'm saying.
I know. I understand that.
I
understand.
I don't understand what I'm coming off as. I just what.
Okay, I understand the fact. Okay, yes, Adolf Hitler himself, he didn't kill 6 million people by himself. That's what you're trying to say.
Over time.
But he helped cause it. He had the power to cause it.
No, the issue is Chris was saying that you can't compare other people to Hitler because if you do, Hitler was the figurehead of that movement, which involved the murder of 10 million plus people is what I'm saying. So therefore, any movement nowadays can't be compared because 10 plus million people aren't being killed.
How can it not? Then I guess history doesn't repeat itself and logic doesn't exist.
Yes, it does. Alexander the Great was murdering stuff, but I'm saying that people aren't saying nowadays to get rid of other people in that manner. History has repeated itself, but we're not going out saying kill all these people who are against us simply because.
Yeah, I'm not saying that either. I was just being objective. Yeah, Hitler is the face of it because that's what we're taught and indoctrinated in high school, and we're being told what we're supposed to think. But objectively speaking, there are more people in the factor when it comes to the Holocaust. I understand Hitler was at the forefront, but there are so many people that caused that to just solely blame it on Hitler. Don't get me wrong, it was his fault. There's tons of people's fault when it comes to that war.
But all you have to do is say Hitler, and you know exactly what it means, what events, which war, and all the atrocities that came with it. Just that one name.
I know, it triggers a lot of emotions and a lot of subjective thinking. I'm just trying to be a little more logical in my opinion. I don't understand what was so upsetting what I said.
I'm not upset. I'm just Hitler. When you say Hitler and any comparison to other people, you're bringing up the fact that all of this happened, and to compare this to all of that is unjust.
But I also find that subjective. I think 60 million people dying is a very important thing to pay attention to, just like slavery and stuff. That is also a very big thing in all of that thing. It's a very big situation. I really don't understand what the disconnect is.
Because slavery is something that's still ongoing, and it's been done by absolutely everyone. Black people still own slaves to this day.
Yeah, that's true.
And so is genocide, and
that's true.
Yeah.
So.
But the thing is,
I said Hitler, so it's a problem, or like I'm cute. I don't know what I'm.
It's not a problem. I'm being calm. I'm just saying that comparing like certain people to that is unfair because the magnitude of what Hitler did changed the world and not necessarily.
So did Martin Luther King. I don't think what I did was unfair at all. I think it was honestly very logical and practical.
We're getting way off topic here. That's the point. It's like, okay, to call Trump Hitler and Trump supporters Nazis, that's the premise I'm saying is like everybody who voted for Trump.
I mean, but some of them are. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But the call Trump and his support, okay, like his brother Carlton voted for Trump. He's not out there killing Jewish people. That's what I'm saying. Like the
but he's one person. That's anecdotal evidence.
But the Nazi Party, but as a party, though, their point of World War II was to exterminate the Jewish people, and after the Jewish people keep spreading to like Poland and stuff in different parts of America. That's why America, all the armed force had to come in. So I'm saying like how many millions of fucking people were slaughtered during the events of World War II. Trump is the American fucking president. It's like there's not a current civil war going on. It's like it's not like World War III isn't happening because Trump is the president. It's what I'm saying. Like when people say terms like Nazi and Hitler, that it's so over fucking played now. And I feel like those fucking terms, when you use those fucking terms, you're disrespecting what actual fucking people died for. Yeah, Trump is a fucking prick. I'm not debating that, but I said he's not there. Or he's not ordering his fucking followers to wipe out the Jewish people. You know what I mean? Like Hitler and the whole Nazi party, they were there to exterminate the Jewish people. I said they were using their babies as target practice.
But he also said a lot of very ignorant things. I'm not equating it
I'm not being a guy
to that it's just
asshole.
as bad as Nazi Germany.
Well, that's the full point I was saying. People on social media
to say that there's not any similarities just because no baby's dying. I'm not gonna completely ignore the fact that it's a little.
Well, it's like people nowadays want to sit there and fucking say that George Floyd is the same Martin Luther King. No, the fuck he's not.
No, they're calling him a king now, and he definitely wasn't.
And so it's like people just like they're miscon fucking comparisons. But like say Trump is a fucking prick because if people want to say fucking Trump's like Hitler, then you could say Clinton's Hitler or Bush's Hitler or Obama was Hitler. It's just
there's a saying that once you bring Hitler up into an argument, it's instantly invalid. But because people constantly use him as an example.
We're just like fucking Nazis. It's like Nazis now for America. Nazis are fucking America's the end all be all. Like they will constantly fucking say, this is why, and I've seen historians talk about this. Out of all the war movies out there, America loves to fucking make World War II war movies. Why? Because we were the good guys. That's why. How many fucking Vietnam movies do you see? Not many, because we fucked up and that was our biggest mistake. You don't see a lot of fucking Vietnam War movies. America loves World War fucking II propaganda because America was the heroes. I believe
that's also propaganda too, because it did paint America as the heroes.
Even like Afghanistan, Iraq and stuff, you see a couple fucking films, but like the majority of fucking in the history of American cinema, the majority, even Captain America is a fucking comic book character. He was World War II, but America loves fucking saying how good we did in World War II. Yeah, because World War II, we were the fucking good guys. That's why.
No, we weren't.
Well, in terms of us taking down Hitler, that's what I'm saying.
Apparently,
that was the propaganda.
Einstein friggin' sent U.S. a letter because he was German. Yeah. And he sent, I guess, whatever, the Pentagon a letter telling them the plans of World War II
that they're us with the bomb.
That they're trying to go to war and do all this control, and we did nothing. We didn't even care. We were just basically recycle bin Einstein's letter, and then we went in when it was beneficial to us. We only went in because it was beneficial to us.
In nature.
Yeah, I'm just saying the fucking point. So whether it's Hitler or Nazis or anything, like I said, Biden, I don't love or hate fucking Biden, but if anybody in social media says, because Biden said one thing, now he's just like Hitler. And I'm like, guys, no. It's just it's, you can't sit there.
I do believe Biden's too old, and I do believe he comes from a different time. No, I'm not saying he's Hitler, but he does come from a different time, and I feel like he can't really relate to most of the adolescents and the people growing up into this country now, and he doesn't really know what we want. I feel like he's just sticking to the old ways.
Yeah.
And we don't want that anymore. We want change. I'm not saying that he's incapable of it, but I don't think he completely understands and grasps the position he's really in.
That people are...
I don't like change. Yeah.
I don't want... No, not this change where men can have babies and you can be one of 137 races, genders, and identities, identify as a UFO. I don't want that shit.
That's one thing. I didn't fucking I didn't vote fucking for Trump. I didn't vote for Biden. I didn't vote for either one of them. But I'm not going to call the former president of the United States because bottom line is he had different political views than I have. But I'm not going to call somebody like a former fucking president a Nazi. It's just that's so extreme, just because it's like certain words now are getting over fucking played.
It's
like,
trigger words.
People
exactly. Say that to just
trigger people.
Yeah, it's like, well, he's a Nazi. Like, okay. Biden's a pedophile because he likes to sniff under.
Dude, I'm sorry. I will never forget the video I showed up. You cannot find this anymore, by the way. I shared this video on Facebook years ago before Biden even ran for presidency, and I thought it was really weird and creepy. And they're showed now, but it's all explained away as Biden's just doing it for publicity. He wants people to like him by kissing babies. All presidents do that, which, by the way, I never seen Obama or Kennedy kiss a baby and sniff a child the way Biden does.
Or holding them in place, sniffing them. Yeah.
There's this one specific video that you can't find anymore. It's around the time where, he's sniffing the girl's hair and whispering in her ear and she's like giggling and kind of like pulling away from him.
Yeah, and he has his
There's
hands
another
on
one
her.
where he's talking to a child and he's going to grab the child, and another politician, I don't know what he was, he grabbed his daughter and like slightly swatted Biden's hand away, like basically saying, I don't want you touching my child, because he probably didn't condone the weird behavior Biden was displaying that day and didn't want his kid to be around him, which I completely commend. I forget the politician's name. I wish I remember it because he got a lot of comments like, oh, good for that politician for protecting his daughter and not trying to sell out to, get likes or whatever. But
no, sniffing kids.
Yeah, it's not like people are seeing into this. There's actual video footage of a person there while Biden was behaving that way, also not wanting Biden to do that. So it's not like we're just like seeing shit. People are there and also seeing it. So.
That's why I laugh at a lot of people when you have Biden on numerous occasions saying that Hispanics and Latins as well as black people are so stupid they can't get an ID, or they don't know how to get a vaccine. I'm like, dude, why are you saying shit like that? And everyone's just like, beautiful and brave. Get the fuck out of here.
True, yeah.
Like, that's why I hate that response. Why did you vote for Biden? I just didn't want Trump as president, so you just voted for whoever. It could have been Fidel Castro, and they're like, fuck yes. Fuck it. I'm like, the guy who took your guns and then just murdered people from because he's not fucking. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. If you had a reason why you're like, I like Biden, cool. When it's anyone but Trump, your opinion means nothing to me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the climate we're in right now.
Yeah.
But that's what you're saying with trigger words. No, it's like whether it's like I was telling Salena earlier when we talked about. Actually, 3 years talked about the whole Ben Shapiro thing with the 2 transgender people. But like even Salena as a female, if she would go on fucking Twitter, like people that want to support this stuff, if you're against that ideology, like listen, you're a grown man, you can identify as a woman all day, but you can't breastfeed a baby. If Salena says that, or if I see it, automatically bigot, homophobic, transphobic. I'm like,
I feel like if you are a transgender woman and you want to breastfeed a baby because you identify as a woman and you want to experience the whole woman experience, all right, go for it. But like, get like a prosthetic and actual like milk and actually do it for the baby. Don't sit there and be like, why isn't the body I was born with not working because I chose to be a woman? Like, if you want to be a woman, go all out, do it for the baby, do it for yourself. Other than that, you're literally just trying to defy physics. God. And it's just, I just feel like.
And he was crying in the corner. Yeah.
I just feel like that is a sense of delusion. Now, I do believe the highest form of consciousness in people is a form of androgyny. I feel like there should be a balance of feminine and masculine. There's feminine and masculinity in all of us. But
well, I got the masculine, he got the feminine.
That's true. Yeah. That's what it is.
Because I walk around with big dick energy.
It's just buzzwords now. People want to use buzzwords without, actually having context and weight. It's why it's like, terms like racist and fucking bigot and phobic, they're just over fucking played. And a lot of times it's like, listen,
the baby's a bigot for not accepting the nipple.
Yeah, and we just say like, guys, like, it's when you do stuff like, or like the Me Too movement and Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, it's like you people, when you're taking things out of fucking context and you're disrespecting the real fucking victims here. So it's like,
well, I mean, I feel like the Me Too movement was definitely necessary because it definitely redeemed a lot of people who were sexually exploited, like Megan Fox, and it also held people accountable for their actions, like Cosby.
Yeah,
but I'm not saying that people don't exploit the movement, just like any movement there are definitely exploiters, but I don't think that's the problem compared to what the Me Too movement is talking about. That the rapist and they're the bigger problem. I could give a fuck what the people are abusing it about. I just want to get to the real problems, which are the rapists.
That's what I'm saying. But then the problem is, but all human nature, though, all these fucking movements, they start out something simple and something with a good premise, and there comes a lot of victims. That's why I whenever hear about, like, you know, well, I don't care if, like, you know, this guy so and so. I'm like, well, you know, if my son's a victim of the Me Too movement, I care. You know, it's like or myself or just somebody.
No, you can't do that because women can't rape men. So, you know, I think a couple of podcasts back, I made a joke that sooner or later, rape is just going to be one of those things where we just brush off. And I forgot, how many times do we read stories about, you know, these grown women who do it to these boys in junior high, high school, they get pregnant, the boys still have to pay child support and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, but wait a second, they're the victims. We can say the same thing if it was a man doing it to a girl.
If it's a woman adult, they should definitely be held accountable as the same as a man.
Unfortunately, it's not equal in that right away.
But also in certain circumstances, the men do admit that they wanted it. I mean, my stepfather admitted that he was, you know, sexually abused by his babysitter, and it was sexual abuse. So say, it was abusive, but at the time I wanted it and I did ask for it. You know, it's still the child naivety that she's taken advantage of, which he's still a victim for.
She should be put in front of a
But I feel like that's kind of
But then what if a little girl says that? Because some girls do say that they wanted to fuck their teacher.
It's
castrate him. She's so pure and innocent.
The same thing. Her naivety is being taken advantage of by the guy, and that's what these women are doing. Is that they're using, you know, a boy's sexual, you know, coming of age against them.
My coming of age was confusing. I just wanted the world to end.
Yeah, that's the problem with fucking buzzwords. Buzzwords are just thrown out too fucking quick, you know. So I don't compare anybody. It's whether it's a politician, whether it's like, you know, a basketball fucking player. I'm not gonna, like, you know, compare Bill Cosby to fucking, like, you know, whatever friggin' Jack the Ripper or something. He's Cosby. It's just like, you know. Whether you like fucking like a president, don't like a president, or an actor or something, just make them don't said we can't keep using fucking like terms like said Hitler or Martin Luther King or whatever fucking Bill Clinton, Cosby. You can't fucking keep just using like one end all be all to something. There's too much out there and shit, you know. It's like Joe Rogan said in the fucking past, and Joe Rogan was spot on. He goes, yes, the fucking word nigger is offensive. It's got a big fucking history, but you can't. Joe's like, I get sick and tired of fucking people saying, well, this is like, you know, like transgender. Well, the term tranny is like, that's our version of nigger. He goes, no. He's like, don't compare anything compared to the history of that fucking word. It's like, you can't do that shit. It's just like, there's only one word called fucking nigger, and just because a new buzz term is called tranny, that's our fucking version. There's no our version. It's what it is. He's like, you can't make the American fucking language one word be like the end all be all fucking super cursed that no one can say any fucking more. It's like, I
mean, I can understand why it's offensive.
Definitely,
and stuff.
You know,
and if I had, which I do, I have transgender friends, I would never call them a tranny because I care about them and I love them and I respect their consciousness and their own form of sexuality, as long as they're not hurting anybody or forcing anybody to do something.
What's the point but that history has a very long indoctrinated word. It's like Native American. Well, if you call me Indian, that's like saying nigger. Like it's not though. It's like
redskin.
It's like it's calling somebody redskin, while it may be offensive, it's not the same context of calling a black person a fucking nigger. Obviously, and that's what Joe was trying to say. He goes, people, anytime you get offended by something, it's like even some women like, if you call me a fucking bitch, that's like calling a black guy nigger. No, it's not. It's sorry.
I mean, an asshole.
It also depends on the culture. I don't really have. I mean, I find them both offensive, but I'm neither Native American nor black. But I wouldn't, as a Native American being born, you know, in on a reservation, maybe they would take that very highly fucking offensive, like a black person would take an N-word. I feel like that is a very valid experience and interpretation of it. Now, me just saying it, like, who gives a fuck? I'm not Native American nor black. I should really more be answering to the people who are the butt end of that insult. So
yeah, it's this point I felt he was taking is just like, you know, you can't have, there's no one word that's like the blanket statement across our entire language. We got 30,000 words in this language, like, you know, I mean, whatever.
How about that? I'm just gonna start calling everyone fertilizer, because when we're dead and put in the ground, we're just fertilizer. We're compost like everything else. So guess what? When you die, at least something good will come from you, even if you're a terrible person. Flowers may grow.
Yep.
Compost
or mushrooms.
That was fun. Yeah.
I don't know. I've been called a savage before, and I just laugh.
Yeah.
That's actually used as a compliment now. Like, I'm a savage.
I don't know. People
classic
call
bougie.
me. I've been called nigger too, and I'm like, okay, what? I'm not an ignorant person. No, they're like, no, because you're part black. I'm like, but it means an ignorant person.
Well, you can't use logic.
I mean, to
nowadays.
black people, I'm pretty sure it doesn't mean that. I would understand why for you it would mean that.
For the longest time, it meant an ignorant person, because when they used it, it meant couldn't read or write, uneducated.
Which meant ignorant. Yeah.
And
I mean, I
got
gotta completely. I thought it was because black in Spanish is negro, and then it abbreviated to the N word for black people, and then the black people took it. That's what my interpretation of the N word was.
I know, like, even growing up in school, as even fucking grade school, they told us what that word meant in any dictionary, at least back in the
literally only people who ever told me the N word meant ignorant is white people who wanted to say it to black people.
Yeah. And like I was trying to say, like, when I would pick up a dictionary or fucking thesaurus as a kid, because I actually, as being an 8-year-old kid, I wanted to know what the word definition meant, and I was always fucking told it meant an ignorant person. Like, you know.
And you saw that in a thesaurus?
Dictionary,
you're telling me?
It was years
I
before
remember
they changed it.
That's even fucking mom told me that stuff. Mom's like, you know, that's what the technical fucking term, which, not defending, but like when they would have fucking slaves, they would consider slaves ignorant. They would consider them ignorant or demeaning and stuff, but said the term nigger would fucking mean an ignorant fucking person. And to them, they were uneducated, they couldn't fucking read, they weren't smart. To them, they were ignorant. But that's what the technical fucking term is. The term nigger wasn't, initially in our language, it wasn't meant to be just black people, it was meant to be ignorant fucking people.
But black people eventually got stuck with that connotation, which is why it exists in our culture today. To act like it doesn't exist is a little ignorant.
This also fucking proves a point that lots of words over time, words in different generations or different eras do fucking evolve. Like we've always said, go to England. Actually, our friend Becca, who did a podcast, she's like, hey, Chris, I'm going to bum a fag. And over in England, they say the word faggot all the damn time.
Yeah. It's actually a brand of cigarette, too. I've
seen pictures of cigarettes called fags.
That's why I kind of don't mind slang.
Over here, though, you say faggot and people flip out. So it's like...
It means something different. But like that's kind of why I like... It's just... Yeah, language is always evolving and stuff, and it's supposed to evolve, I guess.
It's not always for the best.
No, it's always for the best, but Shakespeare made up a bunch of words that, like busy bee. Shakespeare invented that.
Fanny pack does not mean what people think it does, because fanny in England, it doesn't mean butt, it means pussy.
Pussy pack.
So that means men wearing those have pussy packs.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it says right here, origin of the word nigger, renounced as offensive, plural noun, a contemptuous term for a black or dark-skinned person. Origin, English was neger, nigger, Latin was niger, black, and English was negro. And it goes the late 16th century from earlier nigger after Latin niger.
So it basically was made for black slaves then. It definitely wasn't like, oh, it just meant ignorant and it was for everybody. No, specifically designed for African American slaves because it associates with black and being unintelligent and all that other belittling shit. But yeah.
And they still use it this day more than anybody, so it's kind of a catch-22.
Where it says...
it's like gay people taking queer back too, though. I say queer now. Some gay people find it offensive. Some gay people don't.
That word sounds dumb.
This is from Merriam-Webster.com. Did the definition of nigger change? There's a widespread belief that the original meaning of nigger, as defined in dictionaries, was an ignorant person. It says, in a related belief that current dictionary definitions describing it as a hateful, racist epithet are recent change. We do not know the source of these beliefs, but they are not accurate. The word was first included in a Merriam-Webster dictionary in 1864, at which time it was defined as a synonym of negro, negro, with a note indicating that it was used in derision or deprecation. There has never been a definition like an ignorant person for this word in any subsequent dictionary published by this company, nor do we know of such a definition in any earlier dictionary.
So it didn't mean ignorant in 1864? It just meant black, is what you're saying?
Is this the Mandela effect?
It was 1864. They said it was defined as a synonym of negro, which was a note indicating that it was used in derision or deprecation. So
deprecation.
Yeah. So it's like who knows? I mean,
So maybe
but that was
the
also in
Mandela
1864.
Yeah.
So
Well, you say,
definitely evolved into something different.
But even right here, it said Merriam-Webster says there was a time though in certain dictionaries and said I remember being a fucking kid. It could have been Mandela effect, but it's like I was told by many people, adults. I mean, again, I'm 9-year-old kid, even teachers in school would tell us that it like the term was an ignorant fucking person. So whether
Wait, and when was America founded? In 17 something?
Well, shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I think it was the 1800s.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to like
Some people
correlate
will
the
say
evolution and etymology of this word to like.
You have two. One was the 1800s, and then you have people saying it was in 1619 when slavery was founded.
I mean, this is saying that the first known use, because the word actually nigger didn't exist because it was negger and Niger and stuff,
and it meant black.
But the first official use for America was 1755. So. But it said the Niger is actually a alteration of neger from Middle French negre, which is negre, also from Spanish or Portuguese negro, which is negro, and then also Latin, which is niger. So definitely our version is a mutated version.
It evolved uniquely in our culture in this country specifically because it kind of just sounded like a way to decipher dark skinned people from light skinned people. But then when slavery came along, it definitely became a derogatory term because they were dark skinned, and that's. But even like
this term on a similar term, like the term nigard, which is Niggard, which still to this day it's still considered
a word,
a meanly covetous and stingy person. So to be niggard or niggardly means you're very stingy. Like he says, it's a verb to act.
And do those words even relate?
Oh god.
I mean, technically the only difference between the words is an A.
I didn't know those words were even relatable, though. I thought they had different etymology histories.
No, people changed it to mean different things.
And that's the fucking problem with that's the issue with fucking slang. That's why we said it's like there's dictionary, thesaurus, and there's actual fucking like definitions of these words. And when you keep slanging things, you're constantly mutating what words mean. And this is how we have these fucking problems.
Because
where it's like,
now there's an Urban Dictionary where they're like, it says in the Urban Dictionary, and all that stupid crap, which I could do without.
I mean, I didn't get to like a deep debate about certain people, but like I was talking to this one guy when I was in fucking jail, and he's talking about the definition of words where you come from. I said, dude, if you point to a chair, it's a chair. You know, he's like, well, where I come from, I point to that and call it a stapler. I'm like, just because you call it a stapler and you're a fucking idiot, it's a chair, dude. Like, you can tell me all fucking day you call it, where I come from, we call it a stapler. I'm like, just because you call it that doesn't mean it's what it is.
Well, where you are depends on what it's called. Now, if you were in his country or whatever, and he said, no, that's a stapler, the roles would be reversed. Because you called it something that it wasn't where he lives, therefore he's... Well,
that's what I was trying to tell him. Then I think it comes down to, which is the problem with our language is it's too hard to go back to the history and stuff. But like, if I create something like, okay, the person who created this iMac, it's like he creates this, he names this an iMac. So that's what it's called. Now, I can call it all day a fucking cat. But like the official name of the guy who created this invention, if he decides to call us an iMac, it's an iMac. You can call it a cat all damn day. It's like, it's an iMac. It's
like people will just call it a computer. Okay, but specifically that is an iMac. Yeah. Completely different.
This country likes to do everything backwards, though. Like, I heard that all of like our superstitions are backwards too. Mm-hmm. Like being like crossed by a black cat or like walking under a ladder or whatever. It's like all means like the opposite in England from what I read and was told, that like the bad luck superstition and the whole like we just wanted to be so different from England, America, which is the whole reason why we drive cars. Like the steering wheel's the opposite side as England and stuff. We just wanted to depart ourselves from it, but
So that's the scary part about language. Like, I mean, who knows in like 50 years from now what the current slang is going to be? I mean, the way we're talking right now may not translate into like, I mean, because like that's why some even older American films, it's hard to watch some kind of films from the 60s and 70s because their dialect was so much different, you know, compared to nowadays.
I can only imagine how low people's pants are going to fucking be in 50 years. They're going to have a little cart dragging it behind them. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
I like slang for like like for creativity and stuff, but I do think it is very important to understand like, you know, proper English and like proper literature just for your own sake when it comes to reading and taking in knowledge. Like, you just don't want to like know and go off of the slang that you know. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's definitely, you know, make you multicultural and prone to communicating with all different types of people.
I avoid New Age slang because it makes.
I mean, I always took it personally, not to be ignorant, because some people would say we're being too anal about it. I'm like, no, I would just say that, like, well, this is why math is always better than fucking language for it, because math is universal. Like, whether you're from America, Spain, England, China, you know, whatever, it's like 2 + 2 = 4, like around the globe. So it's like, that's the thing. Math is a universal language. Doesn't matter what country you're from. Math is just math is math. Like, you know, they can change how they get to this different with the New Age math there, but still, it's like, no matter whether it's like it's trying to make, like, you know, if you look at the way we fucking draw our 5s and our 6s and 7s in America, obviously fucking over in China and stuff, or even Spanish people, they draw the symbols different, but it's still 5 is 5. Whether it's you draw it differently or say it differently. Like, how do you say 5 in Spanish?
Cinco.
Okay, so of course we call it 5, but we call it different things, but it's still the same thing. Yeah, so it's like 5 + 5 is 10, no matter what language you're speaking from. Math is universal. That's why one thing I respect about fucking math is, it doesn't matter where you're from. You know, it's like $1 million is $1 million, even though we call it different things.
Well, technically $1 million here isn't $1 million other places.
Oh, that's true. Well, I'm saying, well, $1 million,
but
whatever.
the math behind it.
Yeah, I mean, like $1 million dineros or something, or $1 million like yen or some shit, which is scary in itself.
Pesos.
Well, that's what's scary in itself. Is like, yeah, it's like, well, yeah, $1 million American dollars has a way different value than $1 million pesos, or like $1 million yen, or like even fucking $1 million Canadian dollars, way different than American dollars because of the way our fucking
isn't like $1 million yen like a little over $100,000.
It's
like nothing compared.
Our conversion rates are so fucking, just like put pounds with England, because they're constantly changing. Well, the value of the American dollar globally is changing all the time, every fucking year. So, but wait for Elliot to get back with this one because I know he's gonna laugh.
Of course, human suffering as always.
Yeah, this is human suffering.
It's like that little pinch, that's that spice. Like, you're telling me somebody suffered. Oh yes.
Yeah. So this.
My nipples are hard thinking about it.
Man nearly strangles his penis to death with rubber bands.
Oh God, yeah. We've all been there.
God. A Chicago native's wife revealed that her husband wrapped his scrotum in rubber bands and refused to move them for 3 days. He almost lost his penis as a result of necrotic rot. God damn.
Yeah, because no air or blood flow.
An Illinois man suffering from dementia was hospitalized after binding his genitals with rubber bands until his penis began to rot. Strangulation cases like this are thankfully rare. So, the urological surgeon at the Beacon Hospital in Dublin, Ireland, told the Daily Mail of the grisly case. This is important as the arterial compression means no blood flow in, and that means no oxygen supply, so the organs begin to die. This was an 81-year-old male had initially reported to the hospital after suffering from diabetic ketoacidosis and a potentially deadly reaction to low levels of insulin stemming from his uncontrollable diabetes. It was there that his wife revealed that he wrapped his scrotum in rubber bands and refused to move them for 3 days. Jesus.
Damn you, diabetes.
When asked about his testicular tourniquet, the man seemed confused. Nonetheless, a subsequent examination revealed that the patient's phallus was indeed severely swollen and had turned yellow and purple, signifying that it had begun to die. Doctors deduced that the man's unconventional hog ties had staunched the blood flow and damaged his member, which, when coupled with his poor circulation from his diabetes, had resulted in a necrotic or gangrene state. Ugh. In order to prevent further degradation, doctors burned out the dead flesh with a hot wire and excised it with scalpels. They also inserted a catheter into the unfortunate soul's urethra to drain the reservoir of urine that had pooled because the patient's groin had prevented him from peeing. Oh my God. With the help of antibiotics, the patient recovered within 5 days. So, holy shit. Yeah. That's just...
I mean, in some places you have to pay extra for that.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, they have things called cock rings and all that, so yeah.
Oh man, that's
people. They're a special kind of idiot.
Oh boy. So, well, honey, I keep telling you about the whole influencer and stuff, and I can't read this shit. Like,
they're not influencers, they're entertainers.
Yeah, well, here's
my God.
Another influencer died. What a shock.
Fitness influencer dies after botched operation to fix constant sweating. A popular Mexican fitfluencer
Mexican
and bodybuilder tragically died July 7th after apparently undergoing a botched operation to remedy her profuse perspiration. Adalis Santos Mena, 23, who regularly uploaded pics of her ripped physique to her 147,000 Instagram followers, was reportedly recruited by the Skin Peel Clinic to Guadalajara to promote a breakthrough antiperspirant treatment called Migrating. The procedure purportedly combated excess underarm sweat by using heat energy to remove sweat glands, thereby mitigating body odor and even reducing armpit hair.
Jesus.
However, the endorsement stunt went horrifically awry when she suffered cardiac arrest after being anesthetized while being put under anesthesia. I don't know how to say anesthetized. Mina died shortly thereafter when the clinic's employees were unable to revive her via CPR. Oh, wow. She was very ripped. She had a six-pack and everything.
Yeah.
Adalis Santos Mena passed away while undergoing a procedure to mitigate excess armpit sweat. Enamored of the so-called antiperspirant panacea, Mena had reportedly promoted Migrating on social media with assurances that the no-sweat treatment was safe and effective.
Liar.
Police have since launched an investigation, with subsequent reports attributing her death to negligence stemming with the anesthesia, reportedly being administered by someone who wasn't a trained anesthesiologist.
Wow. Yeah.
Meanwhile, coroners have chalked up her death to a combination of the anesthesia and a steroid Mina was taking, something of Skin Peel Clinic claimed it was unaware of at the time. So yeah, it doesn't sound like she died from the actual procedure. She died from being given anesthesia inappropriately, as well as taking steroid supplements while being put under it.
It does happen. Why
she say that she was on steroids? This is what...
Because people are usually embarrassed. They don't want to admit that they're using supplements. They want to act like they're all natural and stuff and hide it.
She's all natural now.
Yeah.
Fertilizer.
No, I always... Actually, as somebody who's had 5 surgeries in my life, before I go fucking to surgery, there's a whole checklist of things you got to fucking do in preparation.
Yeah, but the way they pronounced it to call it a botched operation, they made it seem like it was an actual procedure's fault when it was really her being negligent.
A liar.
Yeah, not medically informing her doctor properly.
But,
look at the six-pack. Where do you think I got his steroids?
It's true, though.
Maybe that's why I'm sweating profusely and got all this hair.
Right.
Look up the side effects of fucking steroids.
The freak accident marks a tragic end for the young muscle woman who frequently took part in bodybuilding competitions, most notably winning the 2019 Miss and Mr. Hercules title, as well as the Wellness Fitness Juvenile contest just before she died, according to The Sun. She was reportedly also studying for a degree in nutrition. Mena's death sent shockwaves across social media, with the Instastar's personal trainer and boyfriend, Victor Gomez Carreno, reportedly posting on his private Instagram account, "Your actions in life echo in eternity," he wrote. "I will take you with me forever, short. It makes no sense to write here what I feel in my heart. I love you." Oh, that makes me really sad. I could just cry off of that.
Was he giving her the steroid shots?
Yeah, I mean, like, you had to know that she was...
Most people have a partner. Is he taking steroids too?
Probably.
Yeah.
Get him.
I'm just like, I took it as the entire article, like, say what you want about influencers and stuff going on. Like, where are we as a fuck society where it's like, Salena, you wear deodorant, I wear deodorant, Susan does, Elliot does, like,
we're that spray kind.
It's like, what part of, like, my life is being taken over by me sweating too much? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like you have
now I gotta look this shit up.
But you have to get a surgery.
Yeah, for some reason, outside looking in my interpretation of her picture, she does look incredibly fit, very muscular, but she also looks dehydrated to me.
That's probably a side effect of...
But that's also the fuck I'm just saying. But, like, why how old is she? 24 years old?
23. She died at 23.
So, like, why at 23 years old would you need a surgery to stop you from sweating?
Profusely sweating.
It's like...
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's probably certain circumstances where it could be genetics or anxiety. I have a friend who sweat profusely because it was stress.
Yeah.
But
like,
I don't know. You don't solve it with surgery.
But someone like her, who's like, she's obviously fucking in shape. I'm just saying, like, when I hear surgery, I hear, like, your appendix being taken out. It's just like fucking, like, your shoulders falling off. Something like, I sweat too much, so I need surgery. Like, it just... it's like I'm a fucking fitness model, so I'm sweating too much. Like that's a surgery now. Like out of all things that you like, I can understand if like you needed something.
This was a procedure that she was basically gonna be a guinea pig for, so she could advertise it.
Yeah.
But it became botched because she was under steroids and was given anesthesia improperly.
Well, so they're using a fuck her as a guinea pig for procedure because they want people to sweat less. Like at some point, like certain surgeries, I understand if you need that to save your fucking life, but like read about someone like you see those women who got those fucking like whatever quadruple G cup fucking chests out there and stuff like it. And then you read about like, oh, like my breast implants, like they exploded or something. Like, well, when you got 90 pounds of fucking silicone in your chest, like that's not like, come on, it's just, but.
I mean, I'm not against surgery if you want a boob job, but like, I feel like it should be, you should care about your health too. I feel like you shouldn't want a giant chest that could break your back more than you want to be healthy.
There we
but
go.
If you did want a big chest, just make sure you're healthy about it. Make sure you're practical about it.
Yeah, some side effects include weight gain, increased appetite, excessive sweating.
Wow.
So of course, here's Elliot, but not Elliot. So this guy's like, well, she isn't sweating now, so the surgery was successful. Jesus. Yeah, it's right here. You're supposed to sweat so your body can cool off. Shake my head.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
maybe don't do steroids and see if you don't sweat nearly as bad.
This guy's like, see, who said that being an influencer was an easy job?
But here's my thing.
Jesus
She's
Christ.
A liar talking to people about getting in shape, getting healthy, but you're on steroids. Now her entire legacy, people are going to shit on. Did she win those awards the right way? How long has she been taking them? They're going to be shitting on her for a long time. And her boyfriend is someone's going to point the finger, like, is her boyfriend on steroids? Was he giving her the steroids? Watch, just wait. Someone smart enough is gonna come up with conclusions, and this shit's gonna explode.
Here's his asshole. He's like, I'm not sweating this news article. Fucking dick. Like she should have moved to Scotland. It's only hot enough to sweat there once a year. Oh, that's true.
But you get your body in that kind of shape, which means, like Arnold did, for 5 to 6 hours a day, you're doing physical training to get those muscles hard. If you don't sweat, you're gonna die from like a heat stroke or something. If your body is sweating horribly bad, maybe talk to a doctor first to see if there's a pill you could take, but then they might want to do a blood test. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, they found out I'm a phony. Big fat phony.
It's a Family Guy phony. No, it just sucks. It breaks my heart the fact this girl, 23 years old, she just definitely look almost someone like her, like Salena was saying. I don't mind if a girl's in shape. Her pictures, that's like almost unhealthy to me. I mean, what do I know but the top of taking steroids and shit?
Well, no, she looks super ripped and stuff. She looks good,
like some,
but she
definitely
does look dehydrated.
is ripped.
But also like someone
her
who did
under eyes
steroids.
looks very baggy in certain pictures.
But also because she was doing steroids too.
Sleep deprivation.
I've been around enough people who've been weightlifting and seen articles and stuff. Someone like that, yeah, like you're not going to get to that body without fucking doing steroids.
I mean, I follow Caroline Girvin, and she looks just as fit as that to me, but I don't know. Maybe she's taking supplements. I don't know, I'm not saying that she's not.
Them steroids.
What's like
against the law?
I've said it before. Like, I'm not going to shit on the fuck guy. I'm a huge fan of The Rock. I do love the fucking Rock. I respect his workout regimen. And he just got done filming Black Adam and stuff. And they showed a Rock picture with his shirt off and stuff. The Rock's 54. Okay, like at some point, and Joe Rogan talked about that. Our bodies, and this is fucking pure genetics. Every single man on the planet, once we hit fucking 30, our testosterone goes down, our body fat and muscle goes down 1% per year. The Rock's 54. He's bigger now than he was back in wrestling days in his 30s. Like,
look at Macho Man Randy Savage. He had a horrible steroid addiction.
Yeah, and it's like, now, mind you, said The Rock, he also has access to supplements and different fucking dietary stuff that we don't have, but in terms of fucking size, a 54-year-old man being that fucking big at 54, that's physically impossible, honestly.
I mean, I don't think it's physically impossible. I feel like there is a way, but people cheat. People don't want to do the hard work to get there. They'd rather just half-ass it.
It wouldn't shock anybody, the fact that, like I don't know, I've seen 54-year-old guys who work out just as hard as him, and they're not like this. There is a certain fucking point. Well, Sylvester Stallone. It's like Stallone.
I mean, but are they also 6 foot and like just as tall?
Well, I'm
so
saying,
there's a
like,
lot of factors.
I know what Chris is saying. When he came out in wrestling, he was not nearly
and Susan knows
as
this.
big.
Like you can watch old fucking.
He was
wrestling
normal
videos.
looking, from what I remember.
No, but he's always been
also very tall.
He's always been a fucking big guy. One saying, like on side note, Sylvester Stallone, who I follow on Instagram and stuff, 74 for the last 2 Rocky films and Rambo, he actually got caught and admitted to taking HGH, and it's because Stallone was like 62 and triple my size. At 62, there's no fucking physical weight any 62-year-old man is that big, and he was not. He was kind of caught. The supplement called HGH, and Joe Rogan's taking little bits of it. It's called human growth hormone. It's basically, again, it's like at 60 years old, you don't pump the testosterone. Even I went 39. And Stallone, it's illegal in some countries, not illegal in other countries. If you're an actor, it's not a fucking big deal. But the point is, Stallone wasn't 65 years old having a fucking 6-pack and arms that big a natural fucking way. He was taking fucking growth hormones.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. Steroids fucking now, it's becoming very controversial. And Joe Rogan's talked about this because back in the 80s and 90s with Arnold and stuff and Hulk Hogan and guys, they were taking anabolic steroids. Now what they're taking is human growth hormone. Human growth hormone, like Joe would say, technically speaking, it's not a steroid because our bodies naturally produce it. The problem is a 60-year-old fucking man does not produce what the testosterone of a 30-year-old man does. So it's like it's cheating, but it's kind of not cheating.
Trying to
right now, it's very
rejuvenate
controversial.
yourself, kind of.
In a sense, it is.
If you had female swimmers taking HGH, they'd be disqualified instantly.
Yeah, because
it's just a thing where men are going to their doctor saying, "Oh, there's something wrong. It must be low testosterone. Can I get HGH?" And a lot of places are like, "We find this shit in your system. You're done." But low testosterone, that's a natural part. Women lose estrogen too. You don't see women with, just fucking no. It's stupid. If you're that afraid of aging that you're like, "Oh, my testosterone's going down," okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I got gray hair. Okay.
Well, I feel like just take care of yourself more because I feel like there is a way to bypass that. Genes and stuff is a factor, but
like I told you before, I showed this to Salena, where it's like I look at any fucking picture of The Rock, Stallone, Arnold. Arnold was a top bodybuilder in fucking history, and I've recently watched a video of Arnold. All his fucking posing in the 70s, 80s, Arnold never had a fucking six-pack. The Rock has never had a fucking six-pack. John Cena's got a fucking six-pack, but in The Rock's fucking bigger than Cena. Like, and they would say fucking whenever I watch that guy Jeff on YouTube would say whenever you fucking read a YouTube video and an article in magazines, any kind of poster, this is how you build six-pack abs in 6 weeks. It's bullshit because it's physically fucking impossible for some people to build Arnold. Some people you can't fucking genetically build a six-pack. Not everybody can. Like I could have a fucking flat stomach. I came home at a fucking $175. That's about 30 pounds lighter I am now. I never had a six-pack in my fucking life. I can't physically build a six-pack.
It's genetic.
Arnold couldn't. It's like, so it could be, whether it's Susan, Salena, Elliot, some people fucking can't, but they promote that, oh, anyone can build a six-pack. Bullshit. It's not everybody fucking can. So
it's like this thing about this guy was going into a bodybuilding thing. He couldn't get calves. So he had to get fake silicone implants put in the back of his legs to show that he had calves.
Yeah, they want cutting your calves open and fucking sticking calves. These big long implants, like it's a silicone.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me.
I've seen that. It's
of the human Ken doll. He's literally like that.
The human Barbie who literally had some of her ribs taken out.
That's Valeria Lukianova. I heard about her. That's farce.
Fucking disgusting.
I follow her. That's farce. She literally showed all her ribs. She's just really skinny.
There was another one too who for a while was called the Living Barbie doll who literally had ribs, and then she was doing pictures in a corset where her waist was like that, and then she had a couple more ribs and stuff, and then she started going by something else. This is when Rotten.com was a thing.
Was that same one? Remember that one girl would try doing Jessica Rabbit?
Maybe
that was the same girl because Valeria Lukianova was the human Barbie, but then there's this other girl. I don't remember her name. She was on the doctors because they were interviewing people who wanted all these weird, like, pseudo surgeries, and one of them wanted to completely remove his genitals because he didn't want to have any sex.
Holy
he just
shit,
wanted
really?
to be, like,
androgynous.
He wanted a literal smooth spot, like a Ken doll. Wow. I don't know, but that was his thing. And then one woman really did get her ribs removed because she wanted to have the smallest waist in the world and be in the Guinness Book World of Records. So she did achieve that. She did get her ribs removed.
Disgust me.
Check this out. I'll look at so there was an arc we did. Let's see. This is what's his model? Let me try to look at aspiring model.
Honestly, these people that get plastic surgery, they all look alike after a while.
This woman's called Pixie Fox. But yeah, this is a woman spends more than $100,000 on surgeries, gets 6 ribs removed because she wants to look like Jessica Rabbit. Because like Jessica Rabbit, obviously fucking no human woman could look like that and stuff. So she... Oh, man.
Get out of here.
That's fucking
She looked like she would stab me in my sleep.
Yeah. So $100,000. It's like, yeah. Who?
Is she that upset that a cartoon will look better than she ever will?
Or she wants to look cartoon
Is
hot,
she upset because Jessica
yeah.
Rabbit helped more boys get through puberty than she ever will?
Yeah, look at here, honey's picture. Look at that.
See, this is why people are like aging faster.
What
and all
sucks
that.
is her waist doesn't really look that small to me.
Yeah,
her boobs look ginormous.
Well, yeah, that's obviously fake.
I honestly don't see a significant thing. She probably needs to remove more ribs if she wants to look like Jessica Rabbit. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, look at that. That's
she looks removing.
I feel like
disgusting.
her waist doesn't look distinctive at all to me. It looks like a regular waist with really huge knockers.
She looks like some chick who needs to eat a sandwich.
This is the fucking problem. It's like it says too, and it says the risky rib removal procedure known as bilateral rib resection and typically reserved to treat serious medical conditions was performed over 5 hours. Oh,
Does she not realize that she has organs which will constantly push outwards? So
she was
she probably might need physical therapy for that for the rest of her life as she gets older. 25
years old in 6-week recovery, instead jumping into action a stomach clinching corset and a tiny 14-inch waist 2 days later. Oh man.
Maybe it's the way the picture is because maybe if I see her in person it'll look really small, but
why can't people just be happy that they're alive? Because the life expectancy wasn't what it is now. People were dying like in their 30s over the dumbest shit. Oh, yeah. Why can't people just be happy?
I don't know. I feel like people should try to do it the natural way. I mean, I'm not really necessarily against surgery.
Look at that right there.
I just laugh. Is
that the same girl?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Her waist looks very different in a corset.
See, they make me laugh because they're afraid of growing old, afraid of wrinkles and all that. Yeah. Like, why? It's a passage of time. It shows that you've lived a life.
Because death is a failure, Elliot.
Death is the ultimate end.
Well, no, even like actually not too long ago, me and Salena were talking about that. Like, I look in the fucking mirror, I'm seeing them. Like, I see a couple fucking strands of gray in my temple now. I'm seeing a couple up top, and she's like, "Would you ever?"
Oh, that's the sound it makes you do when I look at her waist.
I see it on my face, and I'm just like, "Damn, I lived long enough to see this because I used to be suicidal and didn't think I'd hit 20."
No, but she asked like, "Would you ever fucking dye your hair?" And I'm like, honestly, no, I'm good. I mean, and I'm not against like some guys are 70, they have fucking pure jet black hair and shit at 70. Like, but hey, I mean,
I love some gray in my hair. I'm like, oh, you got gray in your hair. It means I've lived, motherfucker. Yeah. I lived instead of hiding in my room on Twitter. But the sun is oppressing me. No, it's because you're a fucking troglodyte. Get out your bedroom.
I mean, I've always personally been interested in immortality since I was like 3 and learned about death for the first time. So,
oh, fuck that! I have to watch. Been my, interest. I have to watch the people I like vanish and be left with assholes. No, thank you. Everybody I liked is gone, and I'm left with these assholes.
Rather die. I don't know.
Kill me now. Let me stay dead.
I think it's important to like be conscious of your health, though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The whole point was just like a lot of fitness people, and even some point like some of the fucking pro bodybuilders. A lot of these bodybuilders, they were they caught like they're different Mr. Olympia awards, Mr. Fitness and stuff. To a lot of them taking shitloads of fucking steroids.
Yeah, Summer Rae, that Instagram model you showed me. I mean, I follow her, but you showed me when you were talking about famous Instagram models. She admitted because she was a bodybuilder at one time in like Colorado, and she was really young, and so they even started like their own like teenage fitness competitions for her because she was really passionate about it. And she never went national, she said, because supplement use is heavy and steroid use is heavy in that. And she said she always wanted to perform professionally, but they pushed that on her, and she said she never did it because she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to take supplements. Like? And she doesn't have a six-pack. She has a great ass, a huge ass, but she doesn't have a six-pack.
What's that?
Bring up what Summer Rae looks like.
Oh, she looks very like meaty. She doesn't have like a thin waist and stuff. She looks very thick and athletic.
Have they not seen some of these MMA fighters that are women? They are not skinny
bring
by
her up
any fucking means.
No, seriously, bring her up. Show me a picture of what she looks like.
Somewhere.
Look at
this is her.
Gina.
I feel like this is a good picture.
Gina
of her.
Carrera.
But she was famous for her ass. She has a muscle booty. She basically made muscle booty a thing when she first came out.
So that's all she's good for. Well, no.
I mean, she's really healthy. She knows a lot of health knowledge.
Gina Carrera.
Bet she could bench more than you, Elliot. So.
Oh, that doesn't mean shit to me.
I mean, she's a better example of a human being, I'd say.
No, not really.
I'd beg to differ, but.
That's cool. I mean, if all people are talking about is her muscular booty, then all she is
I mean, that's what she went viral for. I don't think it's really her muscle booty the fault. I think it's the perversion of the masses. It's their fault that they want to give all their money and waste all their time because they're perverts and can't think for themselves. But hey, if I was a person, I would definitely capitalize on the unconsciousness of people.
So you want more pictures on her?
Show me another picture of her. Like, was she ever a blonde?
I can show you when she was, because she did dye her hair when she was younger. But she's all about, I want to be...
That's why I don't think people should look up to sports, fighting, and bodybuilding.
No, her hair was never
like
really
that.
light, but this is when she was competing as a teenager. She was, like, really young there.
That's disgusting. Teenagers should
not
not
the same
be
person?
competing in a lot of stuff.
Well, that's probably her, but there was a Summer Rae that was a professional wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
And worked for WWE. So when you said Summer Rae,
and she did supplements from what you know?
No, but she was super skinny and like she was like whatever. She like could have been like.
Well, I wonder. Well, her summer is SOMM, and whatever was that.
No, other summer is summer
SU.
like
SU.
Yeah.
Yeah, so said two different people.
RAE.
Yeah. So.
She's a fitness model. That's what she wanted to be.
Models.
A lot of people doing. No, I agree. That's what we said before. It's like, try to like, don't look up to also fucking like, well, this is becoming a fucking new trend. Like, some of these fucking these fitness people, like the one who died, like she's got like 600,000 fucking followers. A lot of times they're young girls and stuff.
She had 125,000.
Anybody.
The 23-year-old, she didn't have 200. She had like under 200. I think 100 under 100.
Yeah.
Lied to
still a lot of people.
125,000 people.
Yeah. What's the name? But there could be some point like a lot of some.
Yeah,
some
most people are probably young.
Yeah, but some people, they may be like trying to like copy what these people fucking do.
Yeah,
it's like
now they're going to be doing steroids and having surgeries to not sweat.
I mean, we see what.
But whose fault is that? I mean, if I wanted to copy somebody, should I blame the person that I'm copying, or should I blame like myself?
If they're an influencer, I would put blame on them because you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean,
if they're being fraudulent, yeah.
Well, she was using steroids. That's fraudulent. If she wasn't telling people, "Hey, this is how you use steroids," no.
I mean, she wasn't condoning steroids. I don't think people were getting the wrong. It was completely hidden because I was wrong. I don't think she was condoning steroids and yeah.
Well, we did talk about that.
She didn't cause people to do steroids.
Last episode there was fucking I have to look up again, but they are doing that stuff in the UK with these whole quote unquote influencers and stuff. That nowadays, if you sit there, if you're an influencer and you have like 100,000, 200,000 and the like, and you're promoting a fucking brand, that if you're going to promote your fucking brand for healthcare products, but you went through 40 minutes of fucking editing, they want to have like pure fucking photos.
Your unedited photos have to be put up and good.
Because they'll promote a fucking beauty product and stuff, and hey, like I have this one beauty product
photos.
And I look like this because this beauty product. I'm like, no, actually you don't. That's you edited. So like,
Kylie Jenner got bashed a lot for doing that.
Yeah, it's like, but they're starting to fucking make laws. Well, not so far in America yet, but other countries are making these fucking laws where it's like, if you don't advertise your actual self and stuff, you will be under fucking. You can get fines and jail time for shit because you are promoting a phony
misinformation.
Persona.
Yeah.
What? See, people need to go through some hard fucking times. These kids nowadays are fucking weak. They're fucking weak. Got bullied in school. I stood up for myself. I felt so much better. I was suicidal because I wanted to be like all these other people. Guess what? All these other people didn't ascend from my cell phone, which we didn't have. I had to better myself. And these people, no, they don't better themselves. They go to all these toxicity thinking it's going to be better. These people are fake.
The internet changed like how school even is. It's scary. The internet is literally its own time-space reality. You can be completely different online and a completely different person in real life. It's its own time-space reality.
Kylie Jenner did that fucking shot glass shit for your lips, and look at how many lives were ruined because people are weak and need to follow like the sheep they are.
And the truth was she got lip injections.
Yeah, but she didn't do that. She advertised it on the internet as she put a glass up against her lips and all that. And if you saw the results of these underage teenagers bawling their eyes out because their faces were fucked up, and I'm like, they're stupid, but she also needs to be held responsible because if it wasn't for her putting that out there, these kids wouldn't have been doing it. These idiots doing Tide Pods and taking videos, they should be held responsible.
I blame the parents.
Well.
Ultimately, I blame the parents.
It's definitely controversial because I see both sides. It's like I see Selena's side where it's like a lot of times as parents and stuff, influencers shouldn't be accountable. But like Elliot,
the thing is, I'm pretty sure there's a right way to do that lip thing. I don't think children should do it, but.
Well, I mean, not just lip thing, but just in general, what everything they're doing. Like Elliot say, like if you had like a following of like 1 million fucking people, right? 1 million people, not always fucking children, and you want to eat. You say, hey guys, I ate a fucking Tide Pod. Now, some people would say, well, it's not the influencer's fault that your kids ate Tide Pods. Is your part as a parent. But like Elliot would say, it's also the fact that that you at some point, first off, the term influencer means you're influencing people, kids and adults and stuff. A lot of people will follow what you got to say because you are influencing them. That's your job. So it's like, that's a touchy fucking subject. And we've been doing it for generations now. So if a movie star promotes a certain fucking product, now all the kids want to, Hulk Hogan was a prime example. Hulk Hogan influenced me as a kid. It's like Hulk Hogan said, remember guys, fucking say your prayers, eat your vitamins and stuff, do right. Captain Planet. I mean, at some point, children, it's like they said, your parents can't be with you 24/7. It's like at some point, the TV does influence fucking kids. And now we have the day of YouTube and stuff and Twitter and Instagram fucking models. Come on, Bill Cosby influenced us.
So if your parents can be there 24/7, then we should treat the TV like a babysitter. I don't know. I just have different philosophies of child rearing. I feel like if you can't be there for your child 24/7 for the first 8 years of their life,
take away their cell phones,
then maybe you shouldn't have a kid because you're clearly gonna neglect it. But
that's like no. And a lot of kids actually are raised by TV, which is that was our generation.
I kind of was too.
But
it's also abusive. And
my mom told us to go outside, to make friends, to be a half decent person.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's here's a cell phone. Why are you giving a 6-year-old a cell phone?
Because they don't want to deal with them.
Well, exactly.
Because they literally don't want to parent them. They'd rather freaking give them a phone to distract them so they don't have to be a parent.
People have gotten soft.
Which I agree with that, because that was the thing. But before it was the television. First it was the fucking radio, and as technology would change, became the television. Technology got fucking better. Now it's your phones, it's YouTube, it's all social media. So it's like I see both sides of the fuck equation. Yes, it is a fucking parent's job to raise their kids, but also there's millions of kids out there that have really fucking shitty parents. And if you're making a YouTube channel and you got 20 million fucking subscribers and a huge chunk of your fan base is little kids, these little kids are going to listen to what you got to fucking say.
And those parents who are allowing those kids to watch it should not be parents, I guess, in my opinion. But I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I think you need a license for a gun. You need a license to drive a car. I think you need a license to own a pet. I think you need a license to parent. I feel like those are all serious things. But hey, it could be ignorant for me to say that.
I think people need a license to own kids.
No, I agree with that.
People are too fucking stupid nowadays.
Well, I mean, but we still live in a fuck age, and but the whole fucking term of celebrities influencing people is nothing new. It's just we're hearing about it more because of social media. So it does come to the fact that like when you're in the fucking public spotlight, you do have influence. Whether it's like it could be like we do a fucking time. It's like Jennifer Lawrence or somebody or fucking Megan Fox. They go to a new fucking premiere. They wear specific fucking clothing to promote that clothing fucking line. Their fans are being influenced by what they're wearing and stuff. And now with social media, it's getting even fucking worse. So it's like whether you're wearing a clothing line, a new hand fucking bag, a new fucking shampoo or something, at some point people will buy your product just because it's you. Exactly. So, and that can translate. Now, understandably, yes, as an adult woman, you can make decisions. Susan can, Elliot, and I can. But fucking a 5-6-year-old, it's a very hard line with fucking celebrity. It's like
I mean, personally, if I had a 5 or 6-year-old, thank God I don't, because that's a very big responsibility. And if they were to be indoctrinated or to idolize any like a person that I deemed unhealthy, I would blame myself and feel like a failure as a parent for even allowing my kid. I feel like the whole first 8 years of a child's life needs to be so like, you need to set up the mental foundation of a child. It's very important. Yeah. Like the church says, give me the first 4 years of your child, they'll be a Christian for life.
Oh, no. They'll be a something.
Yeah, and I've been saying that on this podcast as early as can be. I've said that me, Junior, Al, when you guys come in, that the premise of being blue collar even would be like, stop worshiping fucking celebrities. Worship, like, not worship, like, look up to, like, how many fucking moms that work 2 jobs are fucking looked down upon, or how many dads are iron workers and work all the time and dads don't get appreciated. Yeah. All these fucking kids, they're so busy taking mom and dad for granted that said they'd rather fucking idolize PewDiePie or something. They'd rather fucking like idolize Cardi B or something.
No. You want to know the worst one? I feel bad for the fathers that work so hard that they're never around, that the family eventually leaves them. Like, you ungrateful motherfuckers. That dude worked like upwards of 16 hours, 6 days a week, so that you could have a house over your head, food, clothes, and you thank him by calling him ungrateful. Why weren't any of you fuckers working?
I've had, even for myself, like, thank I never got fucking married, but I had a time where I was in different relationships. I would have a girlfriend say, well, Christian not as home as much. I'm like, okay, well, I wouldn't have to work 17 fucking hour days if you got a fucking job.
Yeah, and pitched in. I had a girlfriend like that too. I was working 12-hour days. That's not including the getting to the job and coming home. So you're saying about 14 hours, give or take.
Then top of two, depending on what job you have. Like for me, if I worked first and second shift, so I'm getting home at 11 o'clock at night. Okay. Yeah. I'm waking back up at 7 o'clock in the morning when we're about to fucking work. I'm seeing my kid. If my kid's still fucking sleeping, or maybe he's watching Blue or something, maybe 5-6 minutes of my fucking kid. And then the next 16 hours, I'm stuck in the fucking garage. And then she's got the balls to say, like, you aren't fucking home as much. Well, you mind? How about this? How about then I work 8 hours and you work 8 hours instead of me working 16 and you work 0. Yeah. That would help out a little bit.
Magical thinking.
I mean, I also have a brother who works a lot. It definitely depends on the home life and who you got to come home to is a factor. But my brother works a lot and he supports like my mom and my little brother and his girlfriend basically. And he comes home and he's like so frustrated. He's so frustrated and he takes the anger out on the family sometimes. And like ultimately that isn't our fault either. Like I feel bad for him. Like don't get me wrong, I have compassion. Like I feel bad that he's angry and like resentful to an extent because he does work hard and he is so tired. And then he has to come home and like deal with the family life when he feels too depleted. So that is burdensome, but sometimes he just comes home and takes it out on us, and like we don't deserve that mistreatment either. Like just because you're working and stuff to support the family as well as yourself, that's ultimately your choice. And if that's resentful, then maybe you shouldn't work as much and not, I don't know. But it's also guilt.
It's also been fucking proven that also America, compared to other countries, we are extremely fucking overworked. Like, I mean, they've even fucking for my job, they've been doing these freaking polls. And they've done polls in every other fucking country. Every other country that has 4 10-hour days, it's fucking proven that productivity goes up, workers' fucking happiness goes up, less fucking stress. And we've been fucking, America is so indoctrinated to the whole like Monday through Friday 9 to 5. I don't know a single person in my lifetime who wouldn't fucking work a 4 10-hour day week and get 3 days off. How many fucking people want 3 days off? And in other countries doing it, and their workers are fucking productivity is way through the roof.
But you're also talking about a country where people whine about everything. There's no room for advancement in jobs. Have you tried asking? Have you worked harder? Have you had initiative? Well, like, then shut up.
Yeah, but it is scary though, the fact like there are like, well, we said this before, I was talking to Selena's mother about this. Remember not too long, Elliot, like you worked at Walmart, like when we were fucking kids, it's like certain fucking places like on Sundays, the only places that were open is like hospitals, a fucking gas stations and shit. But Sundays, nobody ever worked on a fucking Sunday. Sunday was church day. Sunday was football day. Sunday was family dinner time. Time went fucking by. A lot more people are starting working on Sundays now. And okay, so people universally again, when you'd have like Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving and stuff, everybody was closed except obviously hospitals, gas stations and shit. Now the past maybe 10 years and stuff, it's like I don't know anybody who doesn't work on Christmas and Thanksgiving. Like when I was a kid, Thanksgiving, it was just no one ever did it. Like unless you were a nurse, like you had to emergency room,
and now
or a firefighter.
Get paid for half of them too.
And then now it's like retail, you got everybody working fucking on Christmas fucking Day. Like, who is working Christmas Day at Walmart or fucking at the mall? Some people have to now.
I did.
And
you had to work. I think it was morning and evening shift up to 6. Yeah. Overnight had Christmas Eve and the Christmas off. Then the morning and evening shift had Christmas off, but night shift had to come in at 10 o'clock or sometimes 9 o'clock to then clean up after morning and evening shift who didn't do their fucking job on Christmas Eve. And I'm like, okay, then give us their holiday pay. And people are like, well, they need that. Well, they didn't do their job, so they don't need shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fair. Yes, it is.
It's just, it's a different culture shift, and it's scary, like, how bad, like, you know, our economic status has gotten. It's like, you know.
What's bad is how lazy people have gotten. Because all you have to do is, one, you need to feed your kids on that fucking GoFundMe, and people are like, you beautiful and brave woman, take my paycheck for children that are not mine, that the father must be a piece of shit. Oh, he's actually over deployed somewhere right now, and he sends me money. But obviously, that's still not good. But
I think it's both their faults in those circumstances too. I think it's people exploiting GoFundMe when they don't need the money, and it's also people giving into guilt because they're like, "I'm a good person. I just gave you money. That means I'm a good person now because
that
I felt guilty."
You owe me.
You owe me one.
And that's human
nature.
That's
how most people are.
That's fucking human nature. It's like GoFundMe as a premise. Like, if like a mother
By the way, committed to charity doesn't really make you a good person. It just makes you charitable.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, what GoFundMe is a premise. Like, if I see, like, you know, this woman, for example, like fucking blood was coming through her ceiling and stuff, and there was no insurance, and and like her, like, you know, her bed, her clothes and stuff, her entire life is covered in dead.
She's traumatized from the taste of blood.
Yeah. If she starts to GoFundMe, I'll throw her $5. You know,
I won't. I will go on there just to laugh, but like that's Jesus's way of saying get the fuck out.
Yeah, see, I'm saying, so some like her, that circumstance, I'd give a GoFundMe. I'm not going to give $5 because you put fucking glue in your hair, or like I eat a Tide Pod. Someone has somebody pay fucking for the hospital bill. Why'd you eat a Tide Pod for?
Like, no, you know who's going to pay that bill? Darwin. It's called Darwinism. If you survive, maybe you'll be smarter.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, I fully believe in Darwinism.
It's scary what's said. All these fucking
institutions. I do believe in it to an extent, even spiritually. Like, it's every man for himself. You should like protect yourself so much spiritually. But if that was the case, I would literally just move out the country, abandon my family, abandon everything here if I really wanted to live in aligned with like
dog eat dog,
my true spirituality.
Well, I don't think Darwinism is dog eat dog. It's stupid.
Survival
people
of the fittest,
get what they deserve. Yeah.
Well, now it's really more survival of the most wealthiest or the most intelligent. You necessarily don't have to be physically fit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm living far better than other people, and I'm technically in the poverty section, and I'm fucking happy.
Well, like to what she would say, like now with the internet and technology, though, it's like, there was before, though, like with Darwinism stuff, where technology got to be what it was. Survival of the fucking fittest was the biggest and strongest because it's you get into a fucking fight. Now it's just like whoever has the most resources and stuff and people on the internet and social media, they can get millions of dollars through their fucking technology, and they'll hire guys like you to help them out, Elliot. So it's like, you know, if I'm too much of a coward to get into a fight, so I'll pay a guy like you $10,000 to fight for me. And
why not?
That's what I'm saying.
If I'm good at fighting, that's easy $10,000.
Like Salena was saying, but that's just like, I'm not using my own fucking physical prowess. I'm using my resources and
my
wealth,
intelligence, or I'll pay somebody who can fight for me.
What's smart, but
mercenaries were a major thing that helped to win wars throughout the ages.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of smart.
Yeah, what's it? Depends. What depends on your view? Like you could say, it could be smart. I mean, I see it as cowardly, but you know, it depends on how you view it.
CDTA hired you so that they wouldn't have to drive buses, and that's pretty goddamn smart because they're making all the money while giving you a percentage of it.
Yeah, really.
So technically, it's pretty smart, and that's most businesses. They will hire other people to do the work that they don't want to do. It's pretty goddamn smart, and it works.
I know it's scary. That's why some people feel like they work for themselves. But I've always said there's working for yourself, and there's also being lazy, which a lot of people, you know, they feel like, I don't know. It's like, it was funny how we talk about people and homeless stuff and entitlement. I was driving to the garage the other day, and I seen the guy outside. You know, he had a fucking sign for, need food and supplies, God bless. And he had a speaker out there and a smartphone. And I'm looking over like, so he's walking up and down with a sign, and I'm thinking to myself like, well, you're outside in the middle of the fucking throughway. Where did you get to plug that phone in? Number one. Also, your phone looks pretty much more expensive than mine.
Why are your clothes so clean as well?
It's like, but he's walking up and down with a big fuck sign saying like want donations and hungry and stuff. But he's got a fucking speaker and Bluetooth and a smartphone, and you're on the side of the freeway wanting money.
He's abusing the empathy thing, where people will feel bad and give as much as they can, and if they don't, then they hope they'll see them within the next couple of days and have extra money. It's stupid. So. I don't feel bad for these people because there's opportunities. Go to DSS. There's also shelters. There's also places that will give you temporary jobs. People just don't want to work. Yeah,
I mean, I agree with that. A lot of that. There's Jeff Bezos recently was talking about that. Like, and that's a whole nother topic where I'm not sure what's going on with Amazon and Bezos. Like, is he working people too hard, or
he doesn't work there anymore? He retired.
Well, before he did though, like because the whole controversy with Amazon and the production workers is like they're saying they're overworked, but then of course he's saying like you're not overworked, you're fucking lazy. So who do you believe? I mean, I don't work for Amazon.
I'm gonna take the middle ground. I'm going to take it that there's a lot of lazy people complaining and that there's most likely some people management is forcing to work harder than others because they know they'll get it done. Yeah. It happens today. It at Family Dollar, Stewart's, Walmart, every place. So Amazon's no different than other companies. People just want to target Amazon instead of looking at other companies.
Yeah, because right now Amazon, they've said besides Walmart, Amazon's become the number 2 employer in this country. Now, I mean, say what's considered fucking overworked and too hard. Like I just felt for me, I was always fucking brought up to believe you work 8-hour day, you get a 15-minute break, a half-hour lunch, and a 15-minute break. That's the way I was raised. Like a lot of fucking places don't believe it. Some places give their employees an hour lunch. So I don't know. It depends.
Yeah, but that's an hour of your own time. You don't get paid for it.
That's what I'm saying. And then some companies give you paid lunches. So I said, whatever. I mean, I don't work for Amazon. I wish I could talk to somebody who worked for Amazon, their company. Like, are these conditions really as bad as they're claiming to be? So I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure you'd get some people saying yes and others saying no.
Because I feel the same way with my job. I worked in a garage where some guys would quit saying they work us too hard. And I'm like, work us too hard? Dude, like my 8-year-old, an 8-year-old fucking kid could do your job. Like, this is the easiest job I've ever worked in my life. Like, cleaning buses and wiping them down, it's pretty fucking
We're in the age of instant gratification where I personally believe that the symbol for America needs to be a hand palm out because damn near it seems like more and more people asking for handouts.
I've seen fucking people come to work. Like, we have any employee starts at a certain hourly rate and you get progression based on your attendance record, based on if you cause preventables inside the garage. Yeah, some people want to fucking walk in on Monday and by Friday be a top rate. Like, no, dude, this takes like 1.5 years to hit top rate. Like, you don't walk in fucking Joe Blow on Monday and like, fucking by next weekend, I'm a top rate as a guy who's been working for 10 years. It don't work like that. Like, he's got 10 years in the company. There's a reason he's a top rate for.
Yeah, they'll find somebody to replace that guy and just laugh the whole way.
And that's what scares me. Like a lot of companies now, I'm like, I've even said with us, like, because I was talking to Salena about that, the turnover rate with my company, and I'm like, I'm with you out in the middle ground. I've seen a lot of people quit and get fired that shouldn't have, but then I've seen a lot of people get fired and quit that, definitely thought they don't belong here. So,
all I do is I sit in the even. I sit right in the center because I'm like, 5-1, there's blame on both sides, and that's just it.
So, put this last news article, and then it's getting late, so glad we had to come hang out.
How long have we been going for?
2.5 hours.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
2.5.
I figured we had a bunch to talk about, but I figured this will make you happy, Salena. So, it says a UK mother killed her husband with boiling water.
Yay!
for sexually abusing her kids.
Well,
definitely
even bigger,
yeah. So, an enraged British mom was sentenced to life in prison. See, that's okay. Let me finish reading it then. Sentenced to life in prison for killing her husband with a boiling mixture of water and sugar after she was told he had sexually assaulted her 2 children. Okay. Prosecutors say that 59 poured the superheated liquid over. Hold on, she's 59. He was 80. Wow.
What
okay.
The fuck?
All right. As he slept in their bed last year, he suffered burns over 1/3 of his body and died weeks later from his injuries. Now, if he's 80, how old were her kids then? I mean, okay, prosecutors told the local court the sugar made the liquid more viscous, thicker, and stickier, so that stays on the skin and causes greater damage, which I'll talk about that later. I've heard about in jail. I'll talk about it in a minute.
Sugar and water?
I'll talk about it now. I was told by a lot of guys, because, in jail, not everything's fucking shanks and stuff and shit, and you get peanut butter and commissary. But one friend, Rich, said, Chris, he's like, you know what peanut butter does to your fucking skin? He goes, you want to really fuck somebody up, dude? Because when I was in fucking prison, and Mac attests to this, we did initially have microwaves. Microwaves were not allowed. Also, you're only fucking allowed plastic cups, because metal cups can hold a lot hotter fucking liquid. Obviously, they don't fucking melt. But Rich would say, you want to really fuck someone up, dude, man, and no one fuck would suspect this shit? Take peanut butter, take a fucking spoon of peanut butter, put it into a fucking cup of water, and mix it really fucking good. Make it a really fucking thick, almost like fucking toothpaste and stuff, and heat that motherfucker for like fucking 3 minutes. He goes, and pour fucking peanut butter on somebody. He goes, watch what that fucking does to them. The second it fucking cools and they're screaming and running around and shit, once that peanut butter fucking adheres to your fucking skin,
you literally rip off your...
Try peeling that shit off once it cools
surgery.
down. Yeah. Exactly. And he goes, he's like, that's something that one of the very few things people don't fucking talk about. He goes, I'm fucking telling you, dude. And I'm like, oh, it's just things you wouldn't think about living on the outside and stuff. And he goes, the small things like that can become very fucking dangerous when you got a lot of free time. Like you're saying, pour fucking peanut butter on your, and once that shit fucking cools, go ahead and try removing that from your fucking skin. So this woman, for example, all she did was fucking heat sugar and water. That's it, because it's the fucking sugar, the consistency. So... I said it made the liquid. So imagine a fucking whole cup of sugar water and then heat that shit. It was in boiling, so it was vicious.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how old their kids are.
I'll let you finish because it might answer my question.
That's what. So it says she was livid and fuming at the news of her spouse's predatory behavior. Mixed 2 kettles of water with three bags of sugar before attacking him in bed. He died in the hospital 5 weeks later after repeated surgery and skin grafts. Okay, the daughter claimed he had sexually abused her and her brother for many years when they were children. Wow. The brother committed suicide in 2007 and had been in prison for an assault. He had told his mother the man attacked was a pedophile who had touched him sexually, according to reports. So she's going to get a minimum of 12 years in jail and be considered for parole. But like I said, there's so much details they're not telling you, because like, okay, if her son died in 2007, that's 14 fucking years ago. So he would have been still 80 years old, 66? I mean, there's a lot of details missing out. But
like how long did she know? It's just weird. If she didn't know and it just came out and that's when she realized that's why our son killed himself, I'd be very, very upset.
My thing is, did it really happen? And
that's a fucking scary part. And I know as a fucking parent, you always want to fucking believe your kids, but also there's been fucking plenty of reports that listen, I love my son at 14. If he's a 30-year-old fucking man, he could say, Dad, whatever, Elliot was touching my butthole 10 years ago, And
why is it gotta be me? I fucking hate kids for the most part.
And of course, as a kid, as a decent human being, I'm like, Christian, I've known Elliot a long time. I don't believe what's going on.
I would completely disagree. I would completely disagree, only because I've been through sexual abuse myself as a child, and the thing is, most victims aren't really listened to.
No, I'm just saying.
Elliot's I don't like being an example to this.
I don't even like being in rooms with kids. It's I need an adult, but you are an adult. I need another adult soul.
I believe it, but also I've been around predators at a really young age. I feel like I do have a good eye and a good sense of when people do kind of have that vibe, because I've been around a few of them. So for me personally, I would probably know. I feel like I would know if I was with my child every day and with the person who's abusing them every day. Yeah. But that's just me and going off of it's anecdotal evidence ultimately. Yeah. But the thing is, most victims aren't listened to. Most victims, I feel are telling the truth. Yeah, I feel there's a small percentage that may be lying, but I feel it's nowhere near the importance of the actual victims being abused. Yeah.
Well, that's me just saying, freaking, I would like to know details of before you went out and killed this fucking man, it's I hope the fuck that, she got her fucking justice and stuff and revenge, but it's freaking scary the fact that, people,
I would need solid evidence.
I mean, there isn't really a lot of solid evidence behind the pedophilia stuff going on in the Catholic Church, but
Well, there had to be evidence that it actually happens for it to be believed.
Well, the thing is, most victims, when they come out years later, how are you going to prove that, like, you've been sexually abused when all the scars are probably healed, all the, like, I don't know. It's very murky shit.
Well, that's what Ben, like, when we talk about the whole Ben Shapiro's breaking down the whole Bill Cosby thing, that's what it was. The whole Bill Cosby thing was, that's why I said sexual fucking assault and abuse is so fuck hard to prove, especially after decades have fucking passed.
Well, he actually admitted to doing it, and then I was like, wow, that's all the evidence I need.
Yeah, and it just sucks that the victims are so traumatized, they're children. Like, you're going to blame children for not being able to speak up for themselves? Like, and by the time they're older and do speak up for themselves, it's pretty much too late, and nobody even cares anymore. So, it's a very sad story and a very sad circumstance. Yeah. And maybe the mother realized it or whatever, and I don't know. Yeah. I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, but I completely understand the anger behind it.
What sucks, too, is, like, this woman's 6 years old, and it's like, okay, she's going to fucking... I mean, at that point, she probably doesn't care as much because of her age. But the fact that she's going to do basically life in prison, she's eligible for parole, and hopefully the parole board will see this and stuff and grant her some leniency. But that's like what's scary with the whole fucking.
And then what's that crime in the heat of passion? Doesn't that?
Crime of passion is that's basically if you walk in, if your wife or husband's cheating on you and you kill the person that you're sleeping with.
How is that not a crime of passion though? What she'd been through? You just heard that your child been sexually abused by your husband, and now like you're very angry.
It's just he said, she said. Unfortunately, the courts can't automatically say guilty every time someone says, "Well, I was told this." Well, where's the proof? Because you have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that it happened. Well, I was told by kids years later. Unfortunately, we have to actually go by there's proof so we can do the right thing, or else
it just sucks because it's really hard to prove rape in general.
I agree. That's why it's like, so our legal, not just our legal system, globally legal system, it's fucked up. It always has been. So, hey, I mean, I just hope she got the fucking justice she deserved, and just sucks that she's gonna do, like, I mean, damn, it's like doing fucking life in fucking prison.
Yeah, and I just want to know, like, how, I don't know.
Yeah, and there wasn't many details, unfortunately, but, it just comes down to, so water...
alcoholism could have been a factor, because that was my factor. Yeah. People were just so drunk around me, they didn't really know what was happening to me.
Well, this comes down to a cup of water and sugar can kill somebody. I mean, it literally, so it's like...
Teaspoon of water can kill somebody, too.
Really?
Yes.
Anything
you
boiled.
can drown in it, put it up to your nose, breathe in through your mouth and nose at the same time. It kind of gets trapped in the back. You can drown on a teaspoon of water.
I've always heard something similar to that, but it's never, it's not one of the things, again, it's like...
Just like you could suffocate off of the cinnamon challenge, because cinnamon will literally stick
to your throat,
as well as dehydrate, causing you to hyperventilate more and more. Therefore, it's just consuming all the moisture in
your mouth.
Especially a fucking 5-year-old, and then you want to kill a 5-year-old. Like, how did a kid die? Well, you fed him a fucking spoonful of cinnamon, you asshole.
Actually, that even happens to adults as well.
Yeah, I'm saying, you think, but adults would have like a bigger esophagus, than a kid.
Like I said, it's just the fact that the cinnamon, because they put that pile on it, it will coat, and then the more moisture, it just kind of builds up, and you just hyperventilate and makes it far worse.
Jesus.
That's why you hear them coughing and gagging. It's your body trying to get rid of it so that it can correct the stupid shit that you've done.
Yeah, well, the world's a
Let's
fucked up.
do the cinnamon challenge.
Oh, God.
I'll record it in case anyone dies. I'm like, look, here are my hands. I didn't do anything. Here are my hands.
Like
Nobody
and subscribe for more.
Darwinism at its finest.
Oh, yeah. So, did all 3 hours. So, cool. Tried to add some comments. I was glad Elliot came back to laugh at inappropriate shit.
Yes, the Jesus bleeding apartment. Or maybe it was The Exorcist. Who knows? Get out of my house, bitch.
Yeah, this be fun.
Dios mío. No, we speak English in this possessed house. Get out.
I'm going to upload on the fuck descriptions. What did you guys talk about? Like, well, Salena and Susan was talking to Chris about cat vaginas.
Chris gets educated on animal vaginas.
He
now knows that they have them.
Chris's browsing history is animal vaginas. Stay tuned at 11.
It's sad but true. Anyway, so all right, guys. Any sign offs, Elliot? So
yeah.
Bye.
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 Apparently,
I love you all.
Apparently, if your walls and ceiling are bleeding, call a priest and find Jesus and get the fuck out.
Yeah. And don't
check on your fucking neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might be a boomer.
Don't piss in the ocean because a shark might bite your dick off.
Yeah. And newspapers might post your ass hanging out because nobody has any common courtesy to pull up your shorts.
It is true.
And you might want to let your doctor know if you're on steroids before you take a major surgery. So.
Facts.
So many fucking ways people can. It's like 1,000 ways.
I know, right? I used to love that show.
I don't want to sweat
I love that
anymore.
show so much.
Yeah.
She was ripped and didn't want to sweat. She got both of her wishes.
I'm sorry, I just want to say the best part about 1,000 Ways to Die is they specifically pick deaths where, like, you felt like the person did deserve it and stuff. Like, they definitely died from their own mistakes.
That was a great show.
All right, we're going to do a surgery. Is there anything I need to know? Nope. Nothing at all. Nope. Okay.
I don't have steroids.
Steroids? What that? I mean, you got that mean mustache going on and you're a woman, so you're sure not... Okay.
Okay, let's give her extra anesthesia. She's telling the truth.
Yeah. All right, cool. Shit. Sorry, it's been 2 weeks, and thanks for listening. We've all had some mics, and yeah, that was a good time.
5 guys.
Glad Elliot was here to fucking be a dick. So
it takes extra calories to be an asshole.
all right, peace.